welcome to the 4th episode of Games and Stuff and Things. It's March 5th. I'm your host, Robert, and I'm joined by Brandon.
What's up, suhail? I'm back from retirement.
Suhail.
Hello there.
Matt.
Hey.
Thank you for joining again.
Thank you for having me.
And we have a different Dylan with us. Dylan Gamboa. Say hi.
What's up?
You said say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, stick to the script, man. Come on. We talk about video games and stuff and things here. And so, Dylan, regale us with your tales of video games.
Well, I've just been playing GTA lately on the Switch. Got the trilogy bundle the other day. Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, actually. It's been pretty good, but it runs really shitty on the Switch, to be honest. Very bad.
But you're still having a good time with it?
Yeah, I'm just doing the gang wars
That's
right
all
now.
that matters. As long as you're having fun.
Now, you can still do the cheat codes, correct?
Yeah, some of them. Not all of them, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Do they actually
took some
gatekeep
out?
some?
There's some that just don't work, I think. I don't know. I only saw, like, one thing my IGN about, like, cheat codes. Said, like, some don't work. I don't know which one.
Weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
I miss doing that as a kid, just like buying.
Yeah, you
those-
can't do Super Punch. Like, you know, the Super Punch.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Aww.
That's dumb. Why would they take something like that out?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
just all
probably,
fun.
Yeah.
They you just used to buy those like code books, and you could just have everything just down the line, just input whatever you want. I miss that so much. It's like the only way to actually get that shit in the games.
Before the internet got there.
Are you able to co-op in it? Because I played a lot of co-op San Andreas with my brother growing up. No?
I don't think so, at least.
Oh,
I didn't.
man. It was so fun.
Yeah, no. I saw one video about it, like a review, and they just hated on it the whole time. They're shitting on it the whole time.
I'm sure they have their reasons.
So what else does
You
it come
did say
with?
it's not that great.
GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Vice City. That has a special place. in
I
my heart.
never touched Vice City.
I never touched San Andreas.
Different strokes.
I was never actually a GTA person, but I love Crackdown. That was the Xbox's like GTA where you got into like you were a cop, but you got like superpowers the more you progress, so you just like outrun cars and punch people across the sky and shit.
Super Cop.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first one. I just did not hear like anything about the second or third one.
I heard
All I
3
played
was awful.
All I played was the first one. That is it.
Oh no!
It's called Crackdown.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It's like cracking down on those minority communities.
Uh-oh.
There's a crack epidemic.
Down and crack.
Cleaning up these streets. But yeah, man, have you been playing anything else? Are you looking forward to anything at all?
The new GTA, but
Yeah.
You probably still got a while of a wait on that.
Yeah, according to this, it's pushed past March 2025, I believe. Do you have anything to run it?
not yet. I'm gonna buy something before it comes out, though. So
Okay.
I can't run it. I don't.
Do you have a console or PC in mind?
Probably PC, honestly.
God, I wonder what the minimum specs for that is going to be.
Yeah, I'm
Insane.
terrified.
Must have 4090.
Yeah, I'm expecting.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Nah, there's no way.
I'm expecting like a minimum of at least like 2 gigabyte, like download just for space.
Oh, for sure.
Just seeing what like Red Dead 2 is, I'm just like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna surpass.
Do you think they'll launch with online, or is it just going to be story to begin with? Like, because that's what they did with 5, right? It was
Yeah.
just story at first.
Yeah,
For like the first 2 weeks, right? Was it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was closer to a month.
Yeah, I think it might have been longer.
It was
I don't
also
know.
just fucking boring and didn't work at 1st too. So.
What, the online?
Yeah.
Yeah, the servers were terrible. Yeah, there's nothing to do. But I wouldn't be mad about that if they did. So you could just take a little bit longer to work on the story, or the multiplayer, and then people are... I'm assuming that story is going to be, at least 100 plus hours.
For sure, yeah.
You still think like GTA 5 is going to be their moneymaker? Like, because all the content is there. They've been updating it for fucking years. Like, what are the odds that everybody's going to actually switch over to GTA 6 where there's less shit to do?
I mean, it's so hyped up. They're gonna want to play it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of that base from 5 will move on to 6 pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, GTA 5 initially launched on the 360 and the PlayStation 3.
Just like Call of Duty, the new one every single year. These people just transfer over. Like,
5 might be making the money, but eventually they're going to hit just technological issues, and they're going to have to move on.
I think they're already there. Like that
Probably.
gameplay is crap, dude. I hate running.
That's just Rockstar gameplay, though.
Dude, it's rough, man. I fucking hated doing heists. Just because like it would just break, or you just fucking you think you could pull off like gunning down 3 dudes, but it just doesn't work out because the controls are ass.
Yeah.
But it's also just such a stupid amount of fun.
I think in this one, the reason why the download file is going to be so massive is because for when you do heists in GTA 6, it actually just makes you download Payday 3.
Oh no! Partnership.
I see. No, they were thinking the basketball in Game 2 is going to be a lot like the NBA 2K because the parent company's the same for them, right?
2K, yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that'd be...
when you go onto the court in GTA 6, it just prompts you to download.
Yeah.
Dude, I really hope that comes true just so you can like lose a 3v3 and then just pull out a
it's gonna happen.
It's real life.
You're gonna get disrespected in the court and you're like, all right, I'm gonna take out this Glock with a switch. You're like, I'm not letting this fly. Just spray the whole court up.
That dream come true.
I already know those RP servers are gonna be fucking fire, man. It's gonna be insane.
Have you done any RP on GTA?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I've only seen videos and it looks so funny, but I just don't know that I have like the charisma for it.
Yeah.
You just gotta get in character, man.
Yeah,
It's like a tabletop game, you know? Like, you're only gonna get out what you put in.
it's like D&D but wackier.
Exactly. Absolutely. But you can actually see, like, the shit you want to do instead of just saying it.
I would love to play a blind cop and just crash my car into everything.
Oh my god. I don't know whose like bright idea would be like let this blind man on the force, you know? But yeah, fuck it, why not?
All I see is darkness, so I shoot.
I'm not cutting that out.
You live with it now.
Jesus, are you blind? Actually, I am.
So, Suhail, you played some Helldivers too. You started like yesterday, right?
Good transition.
Yeah, so I was a little late to the game. I listened to the developers.
That's
saying,
okay. Helldivers was late to the game, so you're good.
Right. My biggest hesitation was just the server issues and things of that nature. So I was just like, all right. Once I saw their not their most recent update, but the one where they bumped it up to like 700,000, I want to say.
800 now.
800 now. Yeah, so whenever they did that, I was like, okay, I think nobody's been saying they've been having issues. I bought it. I played it. And oh my god, I'm utterly impressed by it. I have nothing but pleasant things to say. It's just such a beautiful game. I have it on PlayStation 5. So I think it's really smooth and graphically it's just optimized for the console, which is nice because my PC is running at 1070. So yeah, no, I'm thoroughly pleased with it. I have nothing but praises to say about Helldivers 2. It is just good, old-fashioned, democratic fun.
Aren't you running it on 1060?
I'm on a 1080.
Oh, 1080, okay. You could probably do it on a 1070.
I wouldn't do it, but you could do it.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of you playing on PlayStation. It looks so smooth compared to your 1080 and I'm 2060. It looks so nice.
It just like, I'm so happy with it so far. It's really refreshing to see like a live service game like do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't seen it yet. Fingers crossed. Like the store's not going to get too predatory, but so far I like it. You can find like the credits you need just playing the game. You don't have to buy them.
Yeah,
you can get pretty much every single armor set. And the CEO, like everything he's putting out, is
with
just,
how open he's been,
yeah,
I want to believe they have good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any publisher to come in and ruin this.
Yes, 100%.
It's a live service that might actually be good.
They're gonna try. I know they are because I know they're definitely seeing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
because they just, you know, when you have an indie developer that does that, you know, they either want to copy it and try to do their own thing, or they're just going to be like, let's just do the easier thing and like try and buy them out. But yeah, I really hope that doesn't happen. It's just so good.
I really hope they're in like the No Man's Sky situation of like the game blew up so fucking much when it first came out that they were like set for life. Like they were just able to iterate on it for years to pass, and you go back to No Man's Sky now, it's still full price, you can get it on sale, but like it's like a totally fucking different game.
It's vastly
dude.
different than what it was.
It has multiplayer.
It, but I just know it's gone like way past what it originally was.
It's got multiplayer and base building and like so much shit that just like you play the original and you don't think that any of that's possible.
It's definitely different. I think I like the space exploration of Star Citizen a little bit better, just because, you know, just how it looks. But I mean, that game's also like super jank and just not up to the standards of, you know, what No Man's Sky is now. But it definitely is a different game from what it was when it launched.
Yo, can you sorry, what's up?
I was just gonna say, I've never seen much of Star Citizen, but I always hear that it's like the pinnacle of all the Star games. Like it's better than Starfield, it's better than No Man's Sky. As someone that's never touched it, what can you say that makes it better?
It's like, it's very heavy on the feature creep, and like this is like a common thing between like every player. Like they'll tell you like, this is the most beautiful game you'll ever play, but like not without its faults. And the guy that's making it, getting it funded and all that, I forgot his name, but like he wants it to be a true sci-fi experience. So you get on these ships that you buy, and like every single individual part's moving. Like you can see the doors where like the actuator hinges come up, like all that's moving, and it's so beautiful. Just to be in and around, it makes you like really immersed in the game, and I think that's what it does very well. It's like super jank, so like if you're fighting NPCs and stuff like that, like sometimes they won't shoot back, or like maybe your ship will touch a rock and it'll just fucking explode for no reason. But it's just one of those games where whenever you first play it, it's like such an experience. Like you just can't help but be a little overwhelmed, because you're like, oh wow, this is the future. And like the tech they're using to push that game is changing it completely.
Is it just like ship stuff, or is there any like landing on a planet and exploring?
Oh yeah, no, it's that solar system, like you can go anywhere on it. So the planets you see, you can fast travel them with your ships, and you can land on a planet, and it's all seamless. So you can go from space down into the atmosphere, land on a planet, and just look around. There's not much.
Can you like hop out of your ship and be a little man walking around the planet? Okay, so it's like the best of both worlds then.
Absolutely.
All right.
And if you want to like, if you're just up in space too, and you just want to like walk out the cargo of your ship and just float around
jump
in
off
space, you can just do that. It's amazing, man. It's definitely load heavy on the PC, so definitely have something good to run it. But I would definitely say if you're looking for a fun space experience, it's definitely worth a shot.
I love Elite Dangerous, but it's a lot more like ship focused. I think they tried to add the FPS mode, but I never tried it, but it never seemed like fleshed out.
Yeah, that's fair. Like doing all that stuff, you know, you're gonna have to take some sort of not shortcuts, but like, you know, give and take when it comes to that. Elite Dangerous does space warfare very well. I can see the appeal of trying to want to get into that like first person shooter market, but you know, if they just don't have the means or the tech to get it underway, it's just not going to be that good, you know. And Star Citizen's kind of the same. It's just like it's good, but like it's still got a while to go. Like
that's crazy, because that game's been in early access for fucking like a decade, dude.
I'm not sure it'll ever come out of early access, but I mean, just seeing the tech they're pushing and like what they're trying to do, like you can really see the vision. And it is going to take a minute to get there. That game's definitely going to be under development for probably another, like, I would say 5 to 10 years.
Another decade.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love seeing those big ass battles because in Elite Dangerous specifically. But I just run missions. I never got like super into like deep into the game, but I would pick up missions and just run. Most of them are like space trucking or bounty hunting.
Yeah.
But every once in a while you'll get one that's like 2 factions are fighting next to this planet. Go there, kill like 15 of this one faction, and then you go and it's fucking like 200 ships all fighting each other, and you're like, dude, I don't even know where to squeeze in, man.
Who do I kill?
Like, do I just go in and start shooting or what? Yeah, no, that's it's the same way as Star Citizen too. Like, if you don't know like who's on your team or whatever, and you're just doing like space battles or whatever, like trying to get a mercenary bounty or whatever, like you're just shooting at people and hoping you're shooting the right dude.
So it's Tarkov, but in space.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man.
Brandon, you been playing anything? Helldivers, Power World, anything else?
I mean, mainly Helldivers. I'm finishing up Pal World, but mainly just because I want it to be over with. It's not enjoyable at this point. It got way too slow in the end game. Like, you go to craft something and it takes easily an hour when... I feel like a lot of games have done it better. A lot of survival games specifically where you go to craft something and it happens immediately. But Pal World says, no, you got to wait an hour and then you can have your ingots. And I got sick of it. So at this point, I'm just rushing the bosses and getting it over with. Other than that, Helldivers, and then I'm going to go back to Resident Evil 4 to finish that up.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't finish it.
Well, no, I finished it, but I was in a second playthrough. So I want to
okay.
finish that and then do Ada.
The Ada expansion?
Yeah, the Ada DLC.
Okay.
I haven't touched that one yet.
I don't think I have either.
I've heard it's good.
I mean, I would hope so. Like, that whole game was pretty good.
Yeah.
Dylan, you showed me one game some time ago. Green Hell?
Green Hell, yeah. Game's fun. That's like a survival game. Like, you're playing as some, like, I think he's like some like sort of professor or doctor. He's trying to find like some cure for his dying wife in the jungle, the rainforest, and like you get like you pretty much like you're exploring the place and you just fall down like this huge cliff and you get like some sort of you just get confused and you fall. You get like some sort of like amnesia or something. You gotta like survive and find a way out of the jungle. I don't want to go into like the story. I don't want to ruin it because like I guess like a twist ending, but it's super fun.
I've seen a little bit gameplay wise where they added like some schizophrenia stuff. Like sometimes you'll see stuff that's not
like
actually in
if
the
you
game.
don't like you have to keep track of like your like health and like your food. Like you get a certain amount of like protein, fats, what else? I think like carbs and like water. And if you go like if you get like low or if you
gotta
don't
watch your macros.
You know, fucking meal prep in this game.
You couldn't even do that in real fucking life.
And if you don't like, and also I think if you don't sleep enough, you can see like shadow people and they just come after you.
What the
And you also have like some like tribesmen trying to kill you if they see you. Like none of the people like that live in the jungle are friendly. They all try to kill you and stuff.
Sounds like the forest.
It's like the
yes.
forest, but with mental illness.
Yeah.
But like when they see you, either they try to sneak around you, but all like there's always a point where they end up like running at you, but in zigzag. So it's like super like just like it's just funny. They scream too. It's so funny.
If you like that, you should check out the forest.
That sounds terrifying.
It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I would be scared shitless. Like just chilling the night at dark in this jungle, and then just people are sprinting at you. It sounds terrifying.
I give up. You win.
Go take my wife. She's over there.
From what I saw, it's like a lot more fun on PC because you can like there's a lot more stuff to do on there. They have like I think they have like mods and stuff on there. You can like make like 2-story like forts and stuff, and like a lot of stuff you can make. It looks super cool, but I've been playing on the Switch, unfortunately.
There's just too many survival games out now. It's just like I don't know what to pick. Like
You never know if they're going to be grindy or if they're going to be fun. Yeah.
I'm just trying to survive in real life. Bro. I don't need the stress.
Like, I don't need to do that while I'm out of work too. Right? Doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, work's too grindy. They need to nerf that shit.
Yeah, they just...
When do I level up, bro?
It's gonna take a while. When you're at your
You're
lowest,
probably max level.
Oh god, I peaked.
Yo, we were having this conversation. I think it was yesterday, but like we looked up the male life expectancy. Dude, it's 73, which means like around 35 is midlife. Like that's fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah. No, it's definitely because I feel like you don't think about it, right? Because you're just like, oh, 40s, 50s, it's typically midlife.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nah, man, you're there. You're almost there.
You're in it. You're living it.
You are at the midlife.
You might not have the Camaro, but you're living it.
So when I turn 35, we're gonna have an old people party. Everybody shows up in like canes and rockers, wheelchairs and shit, oxygen tanks.
Well, no, you can't, because it's midlife, so you have to be fighting that stuff.
Ooh, so
you
maybe
might
just-
need it, but you're still just not using it. Like if you're supposed to sleep with a CPAP, you just don't.
So
If
maybe
you,
we
need a
you
cane,
die.
You just don't.
So what if it's like a red pill, blue pill situation? You take this pill, you trip balls, you do. You take this pill. You take this pill, and it helps with your diabetes or something.
Oh,
What a gamble.
So like the fun pill for like a day, or the pill that will make life suck less for like a handful of years.
Completely up to you.
I'm taking the fun one, man. I'm okay with going out early.
Existence is pain. Mr. Music. Like you're trying to live as long as possible. This shit sounds expensive, bro.
It's tedious. It's too grindy. Yeah, I'll take the fun pill
There's
too.
too many DLCs. It's literally pay to win.
It's all DLC. None of it's cosmetic.
I'm not signing up for the battle pass this year, dude.
It's like when you're born, you hit random, and you don't get to choose. You don't get to hit random again. You're stuck with what you got.
I didn't hit the random. The game glitched out and said random.
Random.
I didn't choose.
Yeah, I want it to be like a dog or something, dude.
But like a dog in like America, like in like a wealthy family dog, not
As
like,
opposed to where, Suhail?
India.
as opposed to like a wild African dog, Those,
What's so bad
those
about
exist. They're wild.
No rules though.
that? You're wild.
Oh, man.
So I've been playing some games.
What games have you playing?
So there's this cool game called Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Zelda CDI games.
Mm-hmm.
In case you haven't, they're kind of shitty 2D platforms, but the cutscenes are kind of why you go to it. They're just like really horrendous cutscenes that look like they're made in Microsoft Paint. And everybody moves like really fucking weird. Like no matter what they do, it's just constantly moving. It's really disturbing. But this game takes inspiration from those cutscenes and applies it to a game of the similar style, but actually makes it work and gives it like Metroidvania fucking qualities. It's fucking sick, actually. It's really short too. I beat it in like 3 hours. But there was still like, I want to say 25% of the game left of just going back and finding more stuff and getting more upgrades. It was cool. Also, Balatro. Do y'all play any deck builders at all? Slay the Spire.
Just Magic, but in person.
Okay. I'll work with that. Imagine if you got like a standard Magic deck.
Mm-hmm.
And you were playing against a computer that got like progressively harder.
Okay.
And between rounds of you playing, you got to choose upgrades in a shop for that deck, and you make it better and different and like go for builds and shit. You're doing that, but it's poker.
I was watching you play that. I watched a couple of the videos, and I was like, this seems like a really fun concept that you could just get lost in for hours. I hate the Joker. Like, blah, 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 blah.
Whenever you lose, the Joker comes up and he's just like, "Oh, you were bluffing."
Yeah.
So it's a deck builder roguelike?
It's like a
Yes.
roguelike poker game. That's cool.
Yes.
It just sounds like a little bit of a learning curve, just a little bit. Like, okay, I think that I get how this works, and it just seems so fun. It just seemed like like our generation's version of solitaire, where you're just like, all right, I'm gonna play.
What are roguelites that y'all like? Like, I love Rogue Legacy. I don't know, man. Just
Hades. You love
Hades. Hades is good.
The only roguelike
Hades, Binding of Isaac.
is literally God of War Valhalla, the DLC. God
Really?
of War Ragnarok, the Valhalla DLC. That's the only.
I still need
roguelike
to
I've
see
ever
how
played.
deep into roguelike they go with
Unless
that.
you
'cause I have no
consider a
idea.
Souls game a roguelike, because I feel like I have died and come back.
Think of it. If man, that would be kind of a cool concept. A Dark Souls game, but like every time you die, you get a new role on a character, and you have to fucking start building them all over again. That'd be kind of
That sounds
sick.
tight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually,
They have a
you could
mod
just
like
throw a
that.
randomizer into Dark Souls
Yeah.
and come back with whatever.
They have a mod like that for Stalker. It's like they mashed all the Stalker games together, and you can do it on like an Iron Man mode, and like you play, and whenever you like die, like whether it be like from the zone or like another faction or whatever, you have the option to like click into like NPC that's close by. So like whatever whoever that person is, you just go straight to them, and then you just continue, and you do like different missions based on like whatever faction it's for. It's really awesome.
That sounds cool,
Yeah.
man. Shit. But this Balatro game, yeah, man. It's fucking. So the only thing that it has to do with poker, essentially, is the hands that you play.
Okay.
So, man, I'm gonna make these numbers up because I don't remember. But each opponent that you go against, I'll call them rounds. You get, say, 4 hands and 3 discards, and you get a hand of about 7. So you look at your hands, and at first it's real easy. All you got to do is make whatever you can get because you don't have a build technically yet. So let's say you have a pair, and you think like, I could probably do better than this. These cards don't matter, so I'm going to discard those. Your discard counter goes down by 1, and now you have a 3 of a kind. You're like, that's good enough. Play it. And then those points adds to your total, and then the boss or your opponent is just a number that you're trying to get higher than. So you chip away at that number, and then it refills your hand back to 7. And you're like, oh shit, that's a flush, and then you play that, and then it keeps going and going, and then you beat it, and then you visit the shop between rounds, and you realize, you think about it a little, you look at what's offered to you, and you're like, that's going to help me get 3 of a kinds a lot. So I'm going to pick that. And then you keep going, and all of a sudden, like, 3 of a kinds are happening without you even trying. Like, literally the first hand that it gives you, you have like a full house. So you play the 3 of a kind and get rid of 2 random cards, so you can keep aiming for those 2 to bump up to 3 of a kind. And it just keeps popping off, and fucking multipliers are going off. It's like a slot machine, dude. By like the last ante, like shit's just going, and it's fucking fireworks. It's so cool, man. It's so addicting too. Like, it hits that part of your brain that's just like, you're fucking killing it over and over again, and it fucking looks flashy. It's a sick ass game, man.
I feel like this is made to feed people's gambling addictions because they're gonna feel like it can transfer into real life.
I understand that, but it is so far away from, like, because real poker, like, not Texas Hold'em, but poker, you gotta like read people. Like, oh shit, is this motherfucker bluffing? Like, there's none of that. It's just you against a number, so it's like super low stakes, and whenever you
heart
lose,
of the card on your sides.
Yeah.
you can build towards the heart of the cards, dude.
I feel like the main advantage is you're not actually betting real money. Because the first time I went to a casino and I was like, oh, it's $25 to play. I was like, oh, okay. I did a hand. I lost. I was like, yeah, gambling's not for me. I did not enjoy that at all.
25 is pretty high to just start playing. To be fair,
It was like the cheapest table I could find when I was in Vegas at, I forget which casino. It was like one of them. I stumbled into one. Maybe there was cheaper tables, but I was like, here you go.
This was poker?
It was like blackjack, yeah. It was blackjack.
The minimum to get in was
The minimum to play was $25. Single hand was $25. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. Deal me in. $25. Like,
Damn.
and I lied. I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm good.
At the end
Gambling,
of the day,
that is how I ended my gambling addiction, if you could even call it an addiction.
At the end of the day, you could have just gotten Balatro and been happy.
I know. Yeah, so it's that's why I was watching your videos and everything. And I was like, man, this is so fun, and it reminds me. I wonder if the developers were like, because the reason why like those slot machines and everything they're so popular is because they are quite literally psychologically designed to be addicting.
It's that baby mentality.
To hit that reward like dopamine rush thing. So I was like, I wonder if the developers kind of adopted that concept and literally like used poker and made it a roguelike.
That's kind of roguelikes in general. They do that. Like some runs are complete trash, and then some runs you're like, I'm gonna finish everything in one run.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I can see how that kind of plays together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a good thing to do though, because some people, they just don't get off of that habit. Just like they go into it that mentality of like, hey, I'm only 31 good hands away from being a billionaire.
They're like rubbing them,
like, I got spitting on it.
They're like.
But yeah, man, pick up Balatro, please. It is fucking fantastic. I recommend it to absolutely anybody. I really want to show it to my parents because I think like they play slot machine games on their phone, and it's like the most mindless thing ever. I kind of want to put this in front of them where they have to like think a little bit,
a little more thought.
Yeah. Besides those two, I got a game called Pacific Drive. If y'all haven't heard of this,
about it? No, nothing.
It's a post-apocalyptic game where you're driving around in a really fucking like creepy atmosphere area, like dark shit is around every corner, but also you have to take care of a car. So you have to like, when you stop, you have to turn off the lights, turn off the key, take the key out, lock the door, fucking go search for shit for your car, and then get back to your car and then unlock it, fucking turn on the lights and shit, like maintain the battery, put gas in it, like do maintenance. It seems super interesting. The problem that I had with it was I was trying to use an old racing wheel that I had to like play it, and it's not supported anymore. So I tried to get a third-party button mapper, and it was a fucking trap, and I got viruses on my computer.
No!
So I went nuclear on that bitch. I fucking clean Windows install, wipe every fucking drive, and dude, fucking the positive side of that, Helldivers downloaded in like 5 minutes. It was so sick. My computer hasn't done that in forever. But yeah. And then after the fact, I looked into it and I was like, oh shit, the fucking wheels don't even work with this game, period. So there's no way of that working. So I might as well just play the game regular. So
you can't open big picture mode and it just works flawlessly.
I trust the people who are putting...
Get a Steam Deck and use the gyro controls.
I'm like picturing like this post-apocalyptic thing, but for some reason the soundtrack that's playing is like the Sega Saturn Daytona 500. Daytona, let's go.
It does sound like very, not cyberpunk, but like very, like a synth wavy kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
You just have like the 80s pop in the background when you're driving.
I don't know. I never played it,
No.
but it sounds cool. So yeah, that's everything I've been playing. Y'all got anything else to throw out?
Yeah. I don't know if y'all picked up the Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 not remaster. I guess was it technically a remaster?
Yeah,
it's a remaster.
It was and then they added the roguelike thing.
Yeah. I've been playing that. That's really fun.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of the roguelike. That actually looks cool because it's the good part of The Last of Us, the combat.
And that's really the only reason to get it. Like, I wasn't really too excited for all the like extra like little bits and pieces, just because I already got out of that game what I wanted. But yeah, the roguelike on it's fantastic.
I've been wanting to get it, and since I already have the PlayStation 4, it'd only be a $10 upgrade for me.
Yeah.
But even then, I still feel a little, I guess, slighted by Naughty Dog in a sense. Like, I get it, they added the roguelike function, but it just seems like a cheap, like,
It's a cash grab.
It literally, it just screams crap.
That's
cash
all The
grab.
Last of Us is now. It's a cash grab.
And, well, I'm hopeful that... I feel like the part of the reason why people think that is also because the HBO series.
Yes.
So they're like, it's now becoming a larger IP.
They have to make it available to the people who just saw the fucking the show.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get me wrong. I'm the biggest The Last of Us fanboy. I think it's probably one of my top video games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially part 2. Don't get me wrong, I love part 2.
Absolutely.
I'm just not so sure, like, especially like looking at the differences between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 graphically. Like, did it really need a remaster?
It didn't. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know what it is with Sony just wanting that to happen.
The first game did it too, though. It didn't need a remaster, but they did it.
Yeah.
I will say $10 for the roguelike mode is probably worth it.
At least they did that, because with the first one, it was just like they were reselling.
Yeah, here you go.
And there's no multiplayer?
Yeah, no multiplayer.
No, I think they
price.
kept the multiplayer. No, not in the remake, but the first remaster they did. But the remake, they ripped it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got fucked there.
Man, I'm still so bummed about them putting the multiplayer game on ice too. It was so heartbreaking. I can see like why, because they wouldn't want to make it, a live service like it was going to be directed to. But I'm just like, man, that sucks, especially for the devs. It's like you're working on this really cool fucking thing, and all your fans are like super excited for it, and then like you just have to make that really hard decision to just put it on ice.
I didn't put this in the news, but did any of you see Neil Druckmann said he probably only has like one more big game in him?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
So you might get one more Last of Us, and then someone else might take over.
I mean, for those of us who have played part 2, it definitely ended on a note that it felt incomplete. It left a bunch of open things, so I always assumed there's going to be a part 3. And Neil Druckmann has given so much to the gaming community, all the projects, and not just the
He's
Last
given
of
so
Us.
much, but he also took so much away. He took Joel from us.
You didn't play part 2, so I don't want to hear any more from you. Until you have played the whole thing, then I will be like, okay, complain about the Joel thing. Don't get me wrong.
Happen.
Don't get me wrong. I was, and technically, and this is more of a joke, but he did give Joel back in the roguelike in part 2. So there you go. You get to play as him
He
again.
can't dodge though,
Well, yeah, because
he couldn't dodge it.
Yeah. That's actually lore accurate. That's canon,
Yeah.
Joel's not known for dodging.
Yeah, he just takes it.
He just rushes into any situation that might kill him.
Yeah, that man's a tank. He doesn't need to dodge. Him and Tommy.
Yeah, he really took one hit.
I'm fine. Yeah.
So anyway, in the third game that he makes, do you think he's going to retcon Joel back into it?
Well, so here's the
He's
thing.
going to say, no, that didn't happen. Now he's actually going kind of crazy.
He's like, I think I will join the pitchforks and torches if he kills off Ellie too. Although I could see that happening, I think it would just be like, okay. Because so here's the thing, like, and they've said this from the beginning. The Last of Us is like a good story of normal people in just tough situations.
Yep.
They're everyday people, and it's just things that happen. I'm not going to try to spoil anything, even though for those of you who don't know, the very first thing that happens, pretty much in the part 2, is Joel gets killed.
What? What do you mean? That's insane. Why would they do that?
Which is why it sparked so much controversy, because he was so beloved, and especially in the first game, and that's why I think it's so passionate. I think with the part 3. I wonder if they're almost going to focus more on Abby. I could see them focusing more on Abby and Lev, and which is another thing that might not be appreciated.
That might not sell, though. That might just be a poor business move for them.
I think it just depends on whatever Neil's going to write it about, because the stories were always the subject matter first for those games. The first one being like redemption and wanting to, protect what's still innocent. And then the second one being obviously like the cycle of revenge, like just how bad of a place it can lead you down. So I'm interested in seeing like the kind of the subject matter of what he's going to do for the third one, because that's definitely going to play where the story's going to go.
Wasn't the original idea of The Last of Us supposed to be separate stories, though? Like, after the first game, they were supposed to be done with Joel and Ellie, and then the next game would be, like, a completely different group of people.
I don't recall.
I feel like it was mentioned that was the idea, but I guess it changed at some point.
I mean, it's kind of hard because Joel was such a powerhouse of a character, and Joel and Ellie's relationship was just so... Like, I swear, The Last of Us was the very first video game I ever played that made me cry.
Yep.
And it achieved that in the first, 15 minutes of the game. I was like, okay, I'm hooked. Fan for life. This is an amazing game. And it was literally, just an emotional roller coaster. So either, whatever they put out, I'm sure... it's gonna, and I really hope they don't listen to a lot of the negative things, because I do feel personally that a lot of the negative feedback they've gotten has been from people who haven't completed the part 2.
Yeah.
Brandon.
I won't talk to Neil. I don't have his number anymore. It's fine.
I have so many other people that I know. My own brother. I literally bought him The Last of Us Part 2. I was like, look, I bought it for you. Mm-hmm. Play it. And he refused. He hasn't touched it.
Put it on PC and buy it for me, and I'll play it.
Okay. All right. You joke. I'm going to do it right now.
You can find a way.
Fucking do it.
He's going to code it on PC.
Is it on PC?
No, not the second one.
Probably have to get an emulator for that.
Okay.
It's probably on its way.
I'm going to buy you a PlayStation 5. I'm going to buy you Part 2.
God. You got to get me Helldivers too.
I'm in agreement with you, though. I feel like that story was... I feel like it was good for where it's supposed to go. It just rubs people the wrong way, because they just, they're not expectant for that in a game, They're like, we love all these characters. Why the fuck are they getting bodied, right in front of our faces?
It's okay to body characters, but don't body them in the first 30 minutes.
But it's the whole story of there would not be a part 2. If there was a whole Joel and Ellie live happily ever after or whatever, then there would not be a series.
No, I don't need that. Joel can get bodied, but it needs to be meaningful.
It was, and that's the thing, and it was because of here's the thing, and that's why it's so good, and that's why I like these conversations, because it's so controversial. Joel is a flawed character. He's not somebody to look up to.
You're a flawed character.
He's definitely not the good guy.
He is literally just somebody who is put in a situation, and we have a bias of loving and falling in love with him because we literally play as him and we see his side of the story.
He's daddy.
Exactly. And honestly, yes, he is daddy. All right. Now, with that said, you have to understand that Joel's story for me is like a story in part 1 is a story of somebody overcoming their PTSD and dealing with the demons of past. But when confronted with literally the culminating point, he makes the wrong decision. Mm-hmm. And that's my opinion. And that's another thing, that the fan base is split. People who love the fan base, was that the right thing to do? Was that not the right thing to do? Personally, I think that was a little bit of a selfish thing to do. And it further cements the fact that, it's tough. Nobody knows. Even I'm man, I don't know what I would do in that situation. Because here Ellie comes, and she's literally replacing his daughter. And at first he's like, nah, whatever, you're just cargo, essentially. And he literally is developed such a strong bond that he views her as his own daughter.
Yeah.
And having to suffer the loss of his daughter once was unbearable. It led him to spiral into this path. So I could totally see how human it is for him to be like, I'm not going through that again. Mm-hmm. I will doom humanity's last hope of beating this virus infection, whatever, fungus, in order to make sure that I don't go through that pain again. Mm-hmm. And he deals with the consequences of that in part 2. Yes, it happens early on, but in part 2, they do flashbacks multiple times. Joel is throughout the whole game. You don't play as him, but there's flashbacks, Ellie's memories, things of that nature. So I never felt that Joel was like not in part 2 at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died in the beginning, but he was definitely there throughout the way because he lives on through Ellie.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. Like, that's why I like it, because his end was so unceremonious. Like, it worked well. It's almost like I'm really glad he went that way, because if he did have that moment, it would have felt planned. It would have felt.
I didn't know we had 2 traitors in this group.
Can I interject real quick? At some point along Suhail's speech, I looked down at his shirt and he's wearing the GameStop shirt, and I pictured like him working at.
They told him to sell The Last of Us 2, no matter what they did.
It's literally like a mom and a son. And the mom asks, "What's different about the game?" And Suhail just talks for like 15 minutes straight.
Hey, you're a single mom, right? Well, the father figure dies, so
I will literally, if you ever want to just cause me to not stop rambling, like, this is a hill I will die on.
Oh,
The Last of Us Part 2 was better than Part 1, and
gameplay wise, yes.
Gameplay and story wise, it was revolutionary in my opinion. When do you ever play a game where you're like, okay, this is clearly the antagonist? Then halfway through the game, you play as the antagonist, and when I first played as Abby, I was like, I'm going to cause her to die so many times. I don't.
Balls you have, Neil Druckmann.
Everybody wants to play as Darth Vader, but nobody wants to play as Abby.
And then you start to empathize. Then you start to see Abby's perspective. You start to learn about Abby and her crew, and you're like, this wasn't as simple as you thought. And I feel like if you can just get through that and you can really just appreciate it, then you're like, you know what, this makes sense.
I want to point out Brandon's character flaw, which is he likes to talk shit about games he hasn't played, like Apex Legends. I didn't know about The Last of Us 2. Like,
how have you not known about that?
I'm not a PlayStation person.
Fair enough.
Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta give it a try, man.
Like, could you imagine playing Mass Effect and then halfway through the game, or like halfway through Mass Effect 2, you play as the collectors? Like, all right, here you go. Now you're the collectors. You're like, what? I've been fighting these guys. They've killed my friends. They've killed, like, what is happening right now? And they're, all right.
Did we cave Shepard's head in with a golf club?
Well, Shepard did die also in the beginning of Mass Effect 2. And fans say Mass Effect 2 was the best out of the series.
That is true.
So, Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, but he also came back. Did Joel come back?
Listen, they didn't have the technology, all right? They were dealing with the cordyceps fungus, so.
All right. They were too busy.
The GameStop shirt really fucking sells the whole thing to me, man. I am fucking. What's the Pro Pass? The Pro membership?
Power Rewards Pro.
Hell yeah. Sign me up, dude.
I heard they're reinstating the credit card too. I'm still on the GameStop subreddit, and people are like showing like emails and stuff like, oh yeah, so this is the thing now, and they're bringing back the GameStop credit card, which. Please do not get.
Oh, shit.
Please do not go into debt to buy video games.
No problem.
Power to the players.
Does it get me frequent flyer miles and stuff like that?
You'll get a free pro membership for a year, I think, is the incentive.
That might be worth
though.
Yeah, it's $25 for a year, which it used to be $15, and they raised it to $25 and cut what you could do. It's really, really frustrating. So yeah, boo GameStop. Boo GameStop. We're back at that now.
Yeah, boo GameStop. Tear down all the brick and mortar stores. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All digital
only.
Yeah.
No, I'm somewhat of a traditionalist, so I appreciate having a physical copy of a game whenever I can get one. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just the nostalgia or something. I know there's no difference in disc size. Like, a lot of people think that, oh, if you buy the disc, it'll be like a smaller download. No, it's literally, there's no difference. At least with the next gen consoles, not the case at all.
I was like that on console. I get it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I wish there were more brick and mortar that weren't like Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, things of that nature. But it seems like that if you were to find a mom and pop brick and mortar shop, it's usually they're in the retro gaming thing, and they may have some new games. And by new, I mean like PlayStation 4. So
I actually went to the there's a mall on I-10 and like 410 ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dude. It looks shady as fuck.
Is this the mall of not the Mall of America?
Wonderland?
Yeah,
Wonderland.
Wonderland
there.
is so
Yeah.
I
weird.
love that place.
That place is like a time capsule.
Yeah, dude.
I love it. I love it.
That is the back rooms. Wonderland is the back rooms.
It's so big. You say that, like when you first walk in, like they're working at like there's a construction on the left and right. You peek in, it literally looks like the back rooms. Like it's so good though. But they have like I don't know if you've ever been, but they have a magic store there.
Yeah, dude. They have a bunch of
Deep
card
out.
stores.
You could
there.
find a lot
Yeah,
of cool
they-
stuff there, actually.
I did. That's where I went because I went with a coworker after work. He's like, "Hey, let's go look at some Pokemon cards." I was like, "All right, cool." And then I saw they had Magic too, and I was like, "Oh man, this
Dude,
is awesome."
it is
They have
fucking
a-
awesome over there.
They
Actually,
have a lot of tournaments there for like One Piece and like Magic.
It's the best place, honestly, in San Antonio. I think to buy magic cards. At least that I found.
Okay.
The dude there has so much stuff there. But yeah, it's crazy. I would just like go there whenever I was first building the angel deck. I was just there for 2-3 hours, just like looking through everything and
Nice,
buying
man.
up the deck. It's so awesome.
And the people there are like super cool to talk to. Like
Super chill.
I went to one of the stores that was selling like NES and Super Nintendo games, and I just started talking to them. And yeah, dude, they're actual enthusiasts running those places. It's fucking chill as shit.
Shout out to Geeked Out, man. Over in that sketchy ass mall.
Dude, yeah. Speaking of the sketch part, it's like I entered through where the Ross is and something else. I don't remember what else. I think it might have been
Hobby Lobby?
closed. Yeah, that sounds right. It was actually closed that day because it was like Sunday
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
they close Sundays. Yeah.
And you go in. I had to go. I didn't pay attention, so I went in through the Ross and then into there, and I was like, "Oh fuck, did we take a wrong turn or something?" And then like you have to walk another 50 feet, and then finally you see civilization again. But they were doing a fucking like, you were able to interview some voice actors there too, like cool stuff, man.
There's a lot of those now on like card shops, especially like Pokemon ones too. Like there's like that one Pokemon shop like off of like 410, like by kind of like North Star. They have like a bunch. They have, like, I always have voice actors there all the time. Honestly, seems like once a month.
Oh, damn.
I think they also have like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like they have the guy who played who's that guy from Yu-Gi-Oh with the eye? They have the white hair.
Pegasus.
Yeah, they had the guy who voiced Pegasus just there.
That's fucking
Yeah.
sick,
No
man.
way.
I would pay him so much to make a voicemail.
Yeah, they're playing the about to put like Funko Pops, got him to like to autograph it.
Man.
They just resell that shit for so much.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Wonderlands is sick. We are going to take our first break. We will be back in just a sec. So welcome back. This is Games and Stuff and Things.
Get your fingers out of your shitty ass, because we're back.
Episode 4, Part 2.
Oh.
Yeah, we talk about games, we talk about news, and we're at the news section right now. We're gonna blaze through some of these topics. We got some more layoffs. Build a Rocket Boy, which is ex GTA devs, have done some layoffs. There's no number for sure, but it sucks to hear. EA also unsure number. And they also canceled that Star Wars FPS game that Respawn was making. Respawn was actually like thrilled about that game, the way they made it seem. Like they didn't want that game to be canceled. It was coming along well.
I would be too, like, they gotta be just like losing their minds just working on Apex, you know? Like, they just got done, well, not just, since it's probably almost a year old now, but with the Star Wars game, they got done with that one. I'm just sure they want to break up the monotony, because I can't imagine, you know, just working on a live service game is too good.
As long as
it's
it's been, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's just because that Apex has like a competitive scene?
I'm sure that definitely plays within it. You know, people want to come back for the new battle pass and see what's up with the game, and you know, with the new changes and stuff for the season, like I can see why they're just because they're changing up the gameplay just in general.
I feel like Apex's numbers have been dwindling, and the EA is doing the EA thing of like draining them fucking dry, dude. Mm-hmm. So like, and whatever. But so at first I wrote EA having layoffs, and that number was uncertain. Mm-hmm. But that was like late February, I want to say, and then they had a confirmed number of 670.
Damn.
And also, they're gonna do more. It's people that are in other countries where they can't just fire them. They have to do like a consulting period where like they set up their like next job, or like they set them up for their severance. Like you can't just lay them off out of nowhere.
So they're doing the nice things to them.
Yeah. No.
Unlike America.
Not nice, the fucking like required things. It's by law they can't fucking just fire them. But they can do it here.
Yeah, they can't.
What countries are those, man?
Take me there.
That sounds real nice.
It's probably like New Zealand or something.
Canada.
They always have the nicest stuff.
Well, the problem is that 670 is going to grow to even more in the coming weeks or months. So that ain't going to be cool. There was a translated Sony interview that straight up talked mess about the way Bungie runs their company, saying that they spend too much. And that's real shitty, man. Because like, how do you not, when you're buying another company, how do you not look at their portfolio and just be like, oh shit, these fools are spending a lot of money. Like, we shouldn't buy them.
Yeah.
But they did. So like, how are they not reaping what they sow? You know. A good question that came up out of this was how are publishers going to cut costs for game developing or charge more for the people that buy them? Because I feel like games already going to $70. That like deluxe editions or whatever are already pushing like 100, 110. Mm-hmm. Also, they sell battle passes. Also, they sell cosmetics. So like, how much more can they like get out of us? Like, what else could they do?
I can tell you what would help if the top brass doesn't take bonuses every year and sets that aside for the people that actually matter to the company, but they're not going to do that. It's just, I feel like that's a tale as old as time. They're going to, cut those employees and cut those costs, but the people up top, they're going to take a bonus like every fucking fiscal year, and they're not going to worry about the people that actually work for them.
Are you implying that the rich shouldn't get richer?
Yes, it's a crazy concept, I know, but I feel like that's something especially the gaming industry struggles with a lot. It's not just a specific thing to the gaming industry. I mean, this is happening all around the U.S. for every single sort of job.
I read a book about Iwata, which was the president of Nintendo. I don't remember if the book is called Ask Iwata or Iwata Ask. I think it's Ask Iwata. Mm-hmm. But it just tells not his whole life story, but like pretty much how his upbringing and then like how he handled running the game developer and then becoming the president of Nintendo.
Yeah.
And the entire time he's more about the people than anything else. Like he's bringing people and like having short interviews with them, being like, hey man, how's everything going? Yeah. Just one by one. It's super wholesome. And then when shit goes bad, I forget what era it is. I want to say the DS or the Wii era or something.
Yeah.
But
the Wii U, I think it was.
Shit goes bad and he takes a pay cut because he doesn't want to fire people. Yeah. And it's like this crazy, like, what other CEO or president does that shit, dude?
Yeah. Absolutely zero.
I love that book. If you want, like, it helped because I plan to go into business. So like reading that, it just gave me hope of like, I don't have to run things the way that people, the way that upper management has always treated me. I don't have to do that to the people under me.
Yeah, you're saying like it's refreshing to see that there's still people out there like that are still doing that. Like a sea of
treating people like humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a crazy like thought process, right? Like just taking a pay cut just so other people can keep their jobs.
Yeah, showing a genuine care for their employees.
But moving on, this is a crazy one. Disney invests $1.5 billion into Epic Games to make them their own, like, little Fortnite experience.
I know that was a slip of the tongue, but you said infests, and that couldn't be more accurate. Disney is infesting things.
Got their grubby little hands.
It's so gross. All right, look. Like, that's funny as shit. But also, the
You
problem...
planned that out. You can own it.
Nah, I did not plan it.
Do you think they're going to change the Disney Fast Pass to the Fortnite Battle Pass?
They're making their own like Fortnite section of the park now.
If you have Disney Plus, you get Fortnite Battle Pass.
Do you think in the Fortnite section at Disney that they're going to have chug jugs and that are they going to be alcoholic or not?
The actors are going to emote on you.
You're going to have to pay in V-Bucks for everything, bro.
Oh, that would be so gross to actually, like, pull up your phone and get V-Bucks to spend at Disney World. Fuck that, dude.
There was some, like, Peter Griffin there.
Or
like, those
what
little
if with
actors.
your V-Bucks that you earn in Fortnite, you can go to Disneyland?
Spend them there. Oh,
Sounds better that way, doesn't it?
You don't earn V-Bucks, do you?
Yeah, if you have the Battle Pass.
This is why I love capitalism, man. It's so beautiful. It just blends into each other.
I find this story actually really fucking gross because, like, the problem with the current economics in video games is, like, everybody's starving for money, so knowing that a huge fucking piece of the pie is going into another, like, big company that probably doesn't need it. It needs to go to these fucking little guys or, like, spread it around. It's just gross, dude. 1.5 billion, man.
Monopoly is doing what Monopoly does.
Oh man, there's a quote from Bob Iger, who I believe is a Disney executive. This is the quote, almost verbatim. I think I cut out like a sentence, but it's, when I saw Gen Z and Gen Alpha and Millennials, the amount of time they were spending in terms of total media screen time on video games, it was stunning. The conclusion I reached, we have to be there. That's the quote.
Oh my!
I need to prey upon them.
I get it. I get it from a sense of like, I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about the future. I'm trying to make as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. But where the hell is everybody's integrity? Where are people's morals? It's like I feel like
that back
I
in
feel,
Nam, boy.
I feel like, have you guys seen the movie Troy with what is it, Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
At the end, where basically the Greeks have infiltrated with the Trojan horse, there's the king of Troy, and he's like, "Have you no honor? Have you no honor?" And then like the Spartan king like spears him from behind. And he's like, "Fuck your honor," essentially. I feel like this is literally what is happening with these executives. They're like, oh my god, the Trojan horse is literally like, we buy the Trojan horse, and that's like the smartphones, that's like the video games and everything, and then they're just like in there already. Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
It's honestly like it should have almost read as like continuing, like, in terms of total media screen time on video games, it was stunning. The conclusion I reached, I saw dollar signs. Like, it might as well fucking say that.
Yeah. I like money.
That was pretty good.
Oh my god.
Continuing on, Take-Two is fighting a class action lawsuit, which started in November, actually, for in-game currency that you, like, premium currencies,
Mm-hmm.
to not transfer to newer titles. So, like, the NBA 2Ks, the fucking whatever else they make.
Yes.
It's just that people are fighting them, saying, like,
It should transfer?
yes,
Okay.
that whatever money that they put in your game to buy another currency disappearing is, like, literally robbing them. That's what the fight is saying.
Yeah.
And they're citing in defense their terms of service. Like, they're basically saying, like, we're selling them fictional currency, and when they agree to the terms of service, they're saying that no matter what happens to that currency, it's out of your control. We can do whatever we want.
Mm.
And it's just real fucking shitty.
I could
So-
see why they like.
I mean, what other
arguing
games
for it.
refund any premium currency.
I think Call of Duty lets you continue your fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, you get to like. I think that's probably why they're arguing.
But what
for
about
it.
games that are like just like a one-off? You don't get that back.
That's different than a yearly franchise like NBA 2K.
Citing your terms of service literally reminds me of that South Park episode with the human Sentai man.
Oh,
That is literally like the scummiest thing a company can do. Whoa, what, you didn't read
You agreed
this
on-
300-page fine print terms of service? Oh, that's on you. You agreed to it.
Oh my god!
I'm not saying that's right, but I wouldn't expect a currency to carry from one game to another. But that's also from me knowing that the industry is very scummy. So
I think they're just saying it now because like people are seeing, like, especially with Call of Duty doing it, like you at least have the capability of doing it. It's just the fact that they aren't doing that is pissing people off. It's like, okay, like I can transfer all my skins over from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. Like, why can't y'all do this shit in like other games? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be kind of heated too because you have like all this shit and then the new thing comes out and you're like, well, fuck, like, what am I gonna do with all this money I spent now on this old game?
let's just stop buying premium currencies.
I think the best argument against that is like putting the two games, like say, for example, I don't know if they're different in any way, but 2K23 and 2K24 next to each other and being like, what's different? Point it out. Like, why couldn't my currency carry over?
Yeah.
It's literally the same fucking game.
Absolutely.
So, moving
That's
on.
fair, but I just don't know that there's a legal standing.
Yeah,
there.
definitely not. But in terms of like just fighting a class action lawsuit, like sure, why not? Fucking try it.
Yeah.
See where it goes. Moving on. GTA 6 pushed past March 2025,
No.
claiming they are quote aiming for perfection. What?
You say no, but I say take your time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of
Make
course.
it good, please.
I
upset about it.
have a little strife with the aiming for perfection because that's just putting a lot of pressure on your dev team. That
Yeah.
sounds real rough. Like
Yeah, hopefully they're not doing like crunch hours and stuff like that.
there's no way they're not. It's
It's-
fucking GTA 6,
Yeah.
dude.
But like, still, that's like a whole year out, man. Like,
Didn't Rockstar also face a little bit of flack because they're kind of forcing their employees to go back into the office?
maybe a lot of
Probably.
companies are.
That's every company, dude.
Yeah. Them, I know, like it's a really big problem in Japan too. Like just office culture down there in general. Like not just out of the video game sector, but them like putting in all those crunch hours just for work. Like people getting depressed and shit, and just
Damn, that's rough.
yeah,
Fuck.
killing themselves at like 30.
Shit. Yo, preaching to the choir, man. Moving on.
Now hold on a minute. I think we need to talk about this.
No, we're good.
Like,
PS5 misses console sales target. Shares fall. Their projected sales for PS5 was kind of shooting above the hip, you know.
mhm.
But now that they're kind of realizing, like, oh shit, like these consoles aren't selling. Well, all right, this is spawning a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna use the 360 era because I can actually talk knowledgeably about that one.
Mhm.
When the 360 came out, it went for a price. Don't know what it is, but over time, that price drops,
Yeah.
and they come out with a new one, and they were able to sell that one for a higher price. It's maybe a little bit better, a little bit more upgraded, slimmer, quieter of the sort. That one's going for a lot. The previous one is going for less.
Yeah.
And then that one dwindles, and then they come out with a new one.
Yeah.
Series X, PS5, like those prices have been staying the same, if not going up,
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think they've
the
dropped it
entire
all.
time. They did a $50 increase in other countries for the PS5, and I'm sure the Series X.
That's insane. For me, honestly, this has been the worst console generation to come out. Just because there's
Because I haven't been part of it.
There's just been zero games for both consoles. Anything you can get on Xbox, you can get on PC, and PlayStation. Just there isn't much. at least with this generation. We have The Last of Us and God of War, and Returnal, and that's pretty much it.
And Returnal's on PC, so.
But yeah, but it's just like what's. I think we're getting to the point now where it's just like, what's the point of owning a console?
I will say that Xbox's strategy has kind of, ever since the Xbox One, their play anywhere strategy has always been to release on both. We'll happily let you play on whatever you got.
Yes.
And you can also play like cross progression, cross play. Like that has been their strategy. It is what it is. But like PS5 or PlayStation is just now adopting the whole like launch on Steam as well as And
well, I wonder if Sony's going to carry forward with that, or if that's just going to be a Helldivers thing.
I have a suspicion that like they see how well it hit, and they're like, dude, we got to do this all the time. Holy shit! Like, we were breaking servers over here. Yeah. Like, yo, we got to do that again.
It'd be dumb not to. Like, just seeing the untapped potential in the PC market, because like I don't know. It's weird to me that games like that were just strictly on a console or a company's console in general is just it's weird. Like, why would you kind of neuter yourself for sales like that just being strictly on one console or the other?
Moving on, Microsoft promises, quote, the largest technical leap you will ever have seen for their next console, for their next like iteration of the console. That could mean the next Xbox, the next like whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like they're talking. I feel like they're talking about their next generation. Like, are they talking about just a PC? Like,
I think it might be. I mean, I could be wrong, but maybe it's an AI incorporated console.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
It tells you what to
It's like a Ready Player One type of thing.
I think it's really, the possibilities are limitless, because there's already been some like concept out there of like AIs being NPCs, where you could like have just like literally just like go down the rabbit hole as far as dialogue goes with random NPCs. So I'm curious. I don't know. I don't have those answers.
I would argue that you could just do that in any game, period. Like, there's already a couple of shitty indie games that just do that. But they're talking specifically about their console as in terms of horsepower. So,
they're kind of doing that with the NVIDIA cards now. Like, they have AI in them that, you know, make the game run smoother, more like frames, because it's guessing like where you're going and what you're doing, stuff like that. So maybe something along those lines.
Or it's a modular console, which literally translates to PC.
Yeah, what if it's not a console at all and they're just moving on to pre-builts?
Yes, I would love to see a pre-built that is Xbox branded.
Pre-built PlayStation.
Pre-built Xbox
You had to assemble
console
the past PlayStations, but this one's pre-built.
for their fucking Xbox big picture mode, like that type of thing. Like, I'm kind of down for that.
I mean, with console sales dropping, I feel like that's the way to go.
I am so fucking down for just let me buy this pre-built that is Xbox centric. I can fucking get Game Pass and play fucking everything. I don't have to worry about it. And also, it's a halfway decent PC too.
I don't think I'm ready for the end of the couch console era. It's literally like.
Let me tell you about a Steam Deck.
I'm with you, but like they killed it themselves, dude. Like fucking Spider-Man costs hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's still not saving Sony. Like, they literally just had the fucking layoffs, 900 layoffs. So like, it's not doing them any favors. I feel like exclusives are just dying. They're gonna have to do PC releases anyway, so you might as well fucking make something that does both, you know?
You know what'll save it? KOTOR. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Bring it back, I swear.
Go to bed, old man.
Yeah.
You're not getting it. You're getting Battlefront, though. Again,
I feel
you
like
might
there
get
was-
Conquest.
I feel like there was a Cold Tour remake that was or remaster that was coming out and that got canceled.
There was, and then there. I don't know, man. This has happened so many times over the since KOTOR 2 has ended.
Mm-hmm.
Literally so many times where like, oh, this new developer's working on it and it's canceled. Oh, this new and it's canceled. So I will believe it when it's physically in my hands and I have it.
Good on you. That's the way to live. Next up, we got Diablo 4 coming to Game Pass. Just part of that Activision Blizzard buyout happening. Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass later this month. And also off topic, I got a notification on my phone from my Xbox app that said, download Candy Crush now. Like, all right, that's literally the fucking other side of the coin. That's like, hell yeah, Diablo 4 on Game Pass, fucking why not? And then turn it over and just be like, oh shit, Candy Crush ads on my phone, fuck.
Well, good. At least now you don't have to pay anything for Diablo 4. At least
You can get your disappointment for free.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but then if you want to spend $60 on the horse, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, you don't have to buy the game, so you get the horse.
Yeah, just put the money towards the horse, and you'll be good.
Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe Candy Crush is the future.
Candy Crush is the Diablo 4.
We need to invest in Candy Crush. It has spread across how many generations of phones?
Are there generations of phones?
I mean,
Yeah.
Are they?
iPhones, right?
Yeah.
iPhone.
That's
iPhone,
just an
whatever.
annual thing. Are they actually
Samsung-
different?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
Kinda.
debatable, but yeah.
That's what I'm debating.
Tiny amount.
Sorry, your terms of service say that you cannot criticize it.
I never signed that shit. But here it says that Microsoft says Windows is the, quote, weak point of portable gaming. So does that mean like a Windows Lite is coming? Like a big picture mode kind of? For those ROG allies, for those... What's the Steam one? Help me out here.
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck, thank you. Like a Windows that runs, that's friendly to those kinds of systems.
Well,
where
Steam
you-
Deck is Linux.
Yes,
So
but you can install Windows on it, and it
Yes.
runs like shit.
I don't know what the importance is with maybe it's just because I don't mobile game or just like have a mobile gaming device, but I don't see why they're leaning in so heavy to it. It just doesn't seem like it's a market that's
It doesn't seem profitable to me.
at all.
When
But
I'm
what-
outside, I'm outside.
What if you install Windows and the best way to you install a Windows-like version, and the best store to use is their own store because it integrates so well.
Then I just don't know why they wouldn't just use that store just as a you know. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna pick my phone up and play like Call of Duty on it, you know, like
Clash of Clans.
yeah, or Clash.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've never really been a big mobile gamer. Maybe it's just the way.
I think we're not considering a market, an untapped market, or it's a tapped market that is silently being tapped,
Yeah.
and that's the boomers.
Also, the next generation. The next generations are very
Yes,
mobile
they're
friendly.
because
Oh no, I didn't even think about that. A Candy Crush bingo game or a Candy Crush slot
no,
machine?
like
Fuck.
legitimately, I have relatives in my family who are addicted to that stuff. They play these games, and guess what? A lot of them do have the money to, and they're I'll buy and they see it, and it's like $1.99.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
$1.99.
Well, like Roblox
But
too.
it
Like it's on
adds
mobile.
up. It adds up.
Dude, that's possibly the most predatory game because we can look at microtransactions and realize like, oh, they're fucking charging for consumables. That's gross. But like, dude, my parents wouldn't be able
They
to
don't
tell
have a
that
scale,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, they have no fucking clue what they're doing.
Or even like
Right.
little kids playing Roblox. They always want those Roblox all the time. Like
Dude,
Oh my
They-
God,
they-
dude. In GameStop, literally, like parents coming in, like 9 times out of 10, they're like, "You have Robux, or where are the V-Bucks at?" And it's just like, oh my God, like ask me about a video game or something.
I remember being in a GameStop not too like 2 years ago, and standing next to a kid who was his mom was buying him like $20 of V-Bucks. And she turned to him and she was like, "Are you sure you want this?" And I just wanted to cut in so bad and be like, Yo, hold up. Buy Stardew Valley.
Let me tell you about Helldivers.
Please, just put this money somewhere
I'm
else.
over here. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Yo, real quick, since we're on that topic, where is it? All right, here we go. Norwegian study shows kids peer pressured into buying cosmetics for video games. That's the truth to us. Yeah, dude.
Like they're being bullied into like you don't have this skin, so you're
like
lame.
you're poor or something like that.
Not even directly, but like think about it indirectly. Like just the matter of you playing a game and seeing somebody with some cool ass skins, just be like, "Fuck, man, I want that."
That's FOMO.
FOMO, peer pressure, like,
but
dude.
Kids are like so susceptible to that. Especially when you're going to school and stuff like that, like, oh, you don't have the Yeezys or you don't have Jordans.
You didn't get the Peter Griffin skin in Fortnite.
Exactly. Oh my god, that's
I'm gonna
crazy.
beat you up now.
Yeah, nerd, you can't afford it,
dude. To me, that's like, yeah, of course that happens. Like,
yeah,
it happens to me. Like, but seeing it like in hard words, fucking like a study showing that kids actually feel this like mental stress of not having
so predatory.
The hot thing, like, dude, it's fucking gross.
It's so predatory.
I could imagine, like, it just seems like such a capitalist hellscape just to, like, be a GameStop employee. And then, like, that single mom walks in, she's like, yeah, my son wants to hit the gritty in Fortnite, but these V-Bucks to do it.
And that's Norway, too. Imagine America.
I remember when I first, like, was like, oh, you know, I'm going to get a little side job. I want to work at GameStop. And I was going in there with the purest intentions. I was like, you know how games are something I'm passionate about.
Do you have the Peter Griffin skin? You're hired.
I would be the dude to just...
You're not rewarded. You could work at GameStop and succeed if you know nothing about video games.
Oh, wow.
I would be the dude to put up a fight every time somebody tries to buy, like, V-Bucks or whatever the sort. And just be like...
I don't think he would last long.
No, for sure. But I would say, like, yo, Balatro just came out. It's $15. Please just give it a try. And if you don't like it, fucking come back 2 weeks from now when you get your next paycheck and buy V-Bucks. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, where can I pick that up? It's on Steam, sorry.
Not here. This is
you sell Steam cards, though, so you can make a sale.
Boom, right there. Steam card.
Yeah, if only.
Next up, we got Bandai Namco canceling 5 games. Did you ever pull out that? Did you
I
check it out?
Anything,
yeah, all right.
no.
I'll just move on then. It's Bandai Namco, fucking publisher of like Dark Souls and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, EA offering $600 to collegiate athletes to appear in football game. Now, when I hear $600 to like college kids, I'm like, fuck, man, that's not enough. Like,
it's nothing.
Give them fucking 5 digits.
Though, you know,
there's a lot of fucking college athletes, though.
You want to immortalize people in something, and you get how much? 600.
600. That's not even rent.
That is perfect.
It's nothing.
I think that's perfect, and here's my reasoning why. The lower enlisted in the military.
Uh-oh. Where is this going?
Gets annual bonus or whatever, an annual allowance to buy uniforms. It varies depending on the branch you're in, and in the Marines it's roughly $600. $600 that is supposed to go towards updating your uniforms. But you know what you do with that? That's $600 of alcohol.
Yes, sir.
That's $600 of beer. And you know what? These guys are in college. They're young. They're in their prime. They're about the same age as those people who are in the military doing the same thing. And it's literally perfect. Because and also it's also perfect for those athletes who are like, there's no way I'm getting a contract for the NFL. It's $600. Who's gonna say no to $600? I wouldn't. If somebody offered me $600 right now I'd be yeah, okay, cool.
What if you were actually a pretty, like, you were promising to be in the NFL? Like, people
even more so, because now I'm in a game.
Injured, you know, and then not even make it to the NFL.
Mm-hmm. And now, that, and then also, it's just like a win-win. It's $600 and you're in a game.
I'm just hoping I'm doing it for the those AI purposes where they're just like taking your likeness and they're just gonna keep on like continuing.
They're gonna immortalize.
Oh
it
man, they should read those terms of service.
Yeah. No, if it's in the contract, like, hey, we'll pay you.
They're just gonna use you over and over, year by year.
Yeah. No, if it was just once, I'd be cool with it. But if it's like, hey, we're gonna take your features and like implement them into our games from here on out into the future.
You're going to be around until like 2060.
And when
We're
I
gonna
say,
download your consciousness into the game.
And to clarify, when I say it's perfect, I mean it's perfect from a super predatory point of view.
Yes.
Not in a moral point of view. Like, no. I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's genius. Good on them.
I thought that the audience could sense the sarcasm coming from you, so I didn't need to say
Some
it.
people can't tell.
But doing the math, the 600 times the number of college athletes that should, like, if all of them said yes, the number of college athletes that would appear in this game roughs out to, like, multi-millions of dollars. So, like, at some point, due to budgetary reasons, they can't go any higher than that. Yes, I just kind of wish these, like, give them a taste. Give them like, yo, this is like the first paycheck you get for playing fucking football.
At least 1,000 would be good. I mean, they're college students, so they don't have much. I mean, they probably get like scholarship, they get free food, they get all this free like stuff from like the sports teams and stuff. But
Yeah, some of them are sponsored.
At the same time, these
already.
publishers
Yeah,
make enough to say, like, here's 10,000. Do good.
I just feel like giving them a taste of a little bit more money, like a not life changing, but like at least year changing amount of money that would like kick up the talent. Everybody fucking tries harder, you know, like that seems real cool to me.
At the same time, it's just like that's kind of not. I wouldn't say revolutionary, but like they're the only ones that are. Kind of
You know how much
Yeah.
stuff you can buy in Fortnite with $600 worth of
Right? It's working out in the end.
you buy the Goku skin.
I don't think the Goku skin was a paid thing. I think you got it for playing. I don't remember.
Well, I don't play Fortnite. So.
I unfortunately did.
I'll
a
drink
little
that.
Moving on, Skull and Bones hasn't broken 1 million players yet.
What?
Even with a free trial.
No way. But Robert, it's a quadruple A game.
That's those quad A numbers.
That's why everybody stayed away. It's too expensive.
I think what keeps me away from it is the fact that I don't think my brain could handle Quad A.
I tried.
My computer
so
can't
hard.
handle the frames. Why can I handle the frames?
I tried so hard, especially after we spoke about it a couple episodes ago. Like, I wanted to give it a fair shake. I was like, you know what? I'll try the beta. I'll see how it is. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't.
Yo, can you talk a
So
little
you
bit
did
more
try it,
about that?
yes.
Because I've heard nothing from anybody
It's literally just AC4's ship combat, but less fun. Like, it's...
Man, and that was pretty, like, low, too.
It is. It's just like I don't know what it is, but I think Ubisoft just like thinks, oh, we'll just do the same thing over and over again. And
They're
whenever-
preying on nostalgia.
Yeah, whenever you do big damage numbers, you get to see the numbers, and it's just it doesn't work out. Their formula needs to change, man.
What's crazy to me is like I feel like Skull and Bones and Sea of Thieves kind of announced at the same time.
Yeah.
And Sea of Thieves just came out, and it's a fun, cute game with fucking cool ass water physics, and like the that PvP is actually fucking interesting.
Yes.
And then, fucking on the flip side of that coin, Skull and Bones was just in development hell forever.
Yes.
And then it comes out and like, it's weird. It's almost past like focus testing.
Yeah.
Like when a game is focus tested to hell, it comes out and it's bland as fuck. But this is like, it was focus tested 20 times throughout the entire development, and then finally what we got is just like borderline nothing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I really don't know what the thought process it was with the game. Like, I know we touched a little about it a few weeks ago. It was just like the gameplay was fun for the time, but if you're gonna take literally everything out of it that made AC4 like literally so fun to play, that people want from a pirate game, there's just like zero incentive to play Skull and Bones because it's just the ship combat, and then you get to maybe go off into like a player HUD and walk around with some pirates. No one wants to fucking do that. I want to blow up this ship, then jump on the ship and have a sword fight, but you can't do that, And it's just, I don't know, it was very heartbreaking. I wanted to try it just to give it a fair shake, but I don't know what was there. It was okay, but like I don't think I would legitimately sit down and play the game all the way through.
Can I get your opinion on something? Do you have any opinions on the voice acting? It just kind of fades into nothing, right?
Yeah, I like honestly, it's not bad, but it's not impressive. You know, it just seems that they have either the generic voice actor characters in there, or they just have people that maybe it's their first or second gig doing it. But I mean, what's theirs? It's okay.
I will say that I have not played the game. This is secondhand information, but there is no pirate accent throughout the entire game, right? There's no like, yar, there be booty on the horizon.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything.
Hey, what's up, pal?
Yeah, that's totally pirate right there. Yeah, no, at least from what I played, there wasn't anything like overly heavy like that.
Dude, why the fuck not? It's a pirate game.
I'm not sure. I guess they didn't want to lean in too heavy with the
I just want to patch you
the normal,
dude,
pirate accent, but
Mr. Krabs, fucking the Flying Dutchman, like get someone in that game that's
just a couple yards, yeah.
Something, dude. Fucking some personality, man.
I'm just like I said it a few weeks ago too, but this is just kind of reinforced it. I'm like, Ubisoft, they need a win because it didn't happen. It didn't happen with the new AC. It didn't happen with Skull and Bones. Their next game might be make or break for them, and I don't know what's going to happen if it completely fucking bombs.
You sound disappointed, but is it disappointed gameplay wise or polish wise?
Gameplay. The polish.
So
is okay.
Maybe it's just not for you. Maybe there are people out there that will be like, "This is fantastic."
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe they're role playing. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think people that there's definitely gonna be some people out there that like what's there and they're gonna have a good time with it.
But like it ran well and everything.
It did. There were some buggy parts on.
It's a beta.
Yeah, in the beta. I'm sure they would have fixed it on launch, but yeah, no, it wasn't like too frustrating where it was.
It's
like
Ubisoft though. Don't get your hopes up on them fixing it.
Yeah,
but okay, it might be for somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you what is for somebody. Fucking Helldivers 2.
Oh.
The player
That's
cap.
for everybody here.
The player
We're a
cap.
Helldivers podcast.
When
now.
I wrote this down, the player cap increased to 700,000, and now Brandon's saying it's fucking 800,000. I have not had any logging in issues.
Oh
at
no,
all since.
it's been smooth since then.
Dude, fucking best part too, when you launch that game, no like middleware fucking shoutouts, no like not even made by Arrowhead.
Just up, you're in your
boom, you're in, dude.
Democracy, get in there.
So good, man. So fucking good.
We got rumors of a white Series X all digital coming in June, July. Kind of out of the blue.
Boo.
Yeah.
Hey man, I love my Series X. I gotta
spray
say.
painted mine. It's already white.
That's gonna
If
be
it ain't
so
white.
convenient. You know
I
how
don't think we need to go there.
Jesus. You know how confusing that's going to be trying to explain to people? All right, so there's the Series S. It's white. It's digital only. Then there's the Series X. It's black, but it takes disc.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a Series X that's white that's digital only.
Oh, is that what? Oh no.
That is going to be so confusing.
There's also a Series
That's
S that's
bad.
black that has more memory than the regular Series
Have you
S.
seen the series SpongeBob though?
Yes, I have. $700.
It's coming out.
Oh no.
Honestly, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that.
Is it a SpongeBob controller too?
Yeah, it is.
Literally the same
It's
face.
SpongeBob, Gary. Yeah, same.
The controller's Gary?
Wait,
SpongeBob,
It's the
Gary,
same face.
Squidward,
It's the same
Oh my
Mr. Krabs, Patrick Plankton. They're on there.
Okay, I need that.
Is it digital or?
That's probably
There's
you
a
could
disc drive.
honestly you could probably buy that as like a little sticker.
Yeah.
And just
Or that you
slap
could
it on
you could
there,
easily
The
buy
same,
that.
though. Wait, it comes with something.
Are you gonna try
Some
and
sort of
scalp
game.
it?
It's
You know?
probably
All-Star Brawl 2.
Oh,
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Nickelodeon,
They
wait,
have a
All-Star,
second one
Nickelodeon
out.
All-Stars? That's old, dude,
Second
right?
one. Second one it says.
I didn't even know there was
There's a second one?
Coming out.
What the fuck?
This is what it's coming out with the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Dude. Wasn't that the one with the shitty voice acting, or was that the other? There was
Yeah,
two.
it was bad voice acting.
Fuck.
Yeah, I felt like it was an okay copy of Smash.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think the voice acting wasn't too great.
If they actually lean into this one and like support it properly, like, dude, fucking hell yeah.
Yeah, get the OG actors.
Did you want to hang on this topic? Is that why you put your hand up? Okay. Next up, Nintendo sues Yuzu Emulator, claiming that Tears of the Kingdom was pirated over 1 million times pre-release.
I can believe that.
Wow.
Yep.
I believe that.
That happened. People were playing it on Steam Deck.
You know what? I know exactly why, because you can't play it in a higher resolution with an uncapped frame rate like you can on the Switch, and I believe that was probably the only reason. They just want to upscale it and play.
Anybody I talked to who was doing that was literally because of that reason.
Yeah. Like, I want to play Tears of the Kingdom in 4K, like uncapped frame rate, man. Like, why the fuck would I buy it on Switch? I can't even do that.
I went through the same problem for Metroid Dread, which, in case you don't know, Metroid Dread is a Metroidvania game, obviously. But it's like super atmospheric. There's a lot of really dark parts where there's like you'll see 3 lights on the screen at all times, and that's like all you have to go off of to navigate. It's fucking cool as shit, but running it on my regular ass Switch at fucking 720, fucking pixely as shit, and then all the lights or the colors are super washed out, like. Of course I would want to fucking emulate that shit. 4K, HDR,
Yes.
60 plus FPS, like, dude, it's they're bringing it on themselves in a way.
It's interesting that that's possible. Like, the game can actually go that high, but it's just their console holding it back.
Mm-hmm.
This is a perfect reason. Like, I just don't see why we're,
Nintendo, make
ourselves.
a solid console, please.
I understand them not wanting to get into the console race, but like, just putting out something with decent horsepower isn't even getting in console race, man. Just let your games fucking fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is Nintendo has always been seen as kind of like a family and like super casual gamer, like console. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm on your guys' side. I would love this to happen. But Nintendo's big IPs don't need to have the same level of graphics and frames as the other ones for them to be successful.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Nintendo games never drop in price as far as like the like Mario or Legend of Zelda or Pokemon.
Because they're greedy.
Because they're greedy and because they don't have to, because people will buy their games.
Yeah. The name sells.
Mm-hmm.
My argument is that like there's so many families that I will quote videos because that's all I've seen. I've never seen one in person, but families of like the father and his 3 kids all playing fucking Minecraft on their own personal PCs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the family dynamic is evolving to the point where a beefy console will actually do justice.
Yes, but the difference is the price point. A family of all their own gaming PCs with monitors and keyboards and mice is a lot more expensive than a family with Switches.
Yeah.
But what about one centralized, like, dude, that was their whole play on the Wii, is that everybody gathers around the TV and does fucking dumb shit with the Wiimotes and shit. What about just everybody gathers on the TV with controllers in their hands, like normal families probably would totally be down for?
I think that a lot of it has to do with just people being uneducated. They're literally going based off of what their kids are telling them.
There's got to be a lot of like gamer
sure
gamer couples that have kids.
I'm sure there are more nowadays, but there's still, at least from my experience of working at GameStop, there was still a shocking majority of parents that I would have come in who are still like, "What's a Pikachu?" Like, come on! Like, Pokemon has been around for how many years?
I think it also breeds innovation to some degree too. Especially, if you're a company working for Nintendo, like, you just see the limitations of their current console, and you're like, okay, this is what we have to work with. So, like, we can look at Tears of the Kingdom, and it's, that game does a lot with very little on the hardware.
I agree with you for Nintendo first party stuff, but like what about every other developer that looks at the Switch and be like, fuck, we have to make our game run on this shit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying it's like hard or or easy to do rather, but I don't know. Like at the same time, it's just that I feel like we're in a generation where people have multiple consoles somewhat. So like if I have the choice to play like Skyrim on PC or the Switch, I would definitely do it on PC. I'm not gonna. It's cool that you ported it over, but I'm definitely not gonna get it and play it on the Switch.
No, man. If I'm gonna do that, I want it on the Switch so I can take a shit and play Skyrim at the same time. Just because I can. It will not be optimized. It will crash. That is why.
Just a funny headline out there. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Japanese physical discs have a misprint where the install disc is actually the game and the game disc is actually the install.
Okay.
So you got to put in the game first to install and then swap to the install disc to play the game.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Just a little weird shit. And last we got here is a Ghost of Tsushima PC port could surface possibly next week. It is a rumor.
I've heard so many good things that excites me.
Have you guys ever played Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
I've only seen it.
Oh my god.
And it's fucking cool.
I actually started another playthrough because because I never did a New Game Plus, and I was like, after I platinumed God of War Ragnarok, I was like, now I want to platinum other games that I'm super like in love with.
It's addicting, isn't it?
It is, and I was like, ooh, Ghost of Tsushima. I just need a New Game Plus it and do some other side stuff, and I'll be good. And then I realized, for some reason, my save wasn't there. I was like, okay, so I need to start over from scratch. But I was okay with it because it's such a beautiful game. It's so beautiful.
It's phenomenal.
It was the first game to make me actually use photo mode.
Thought you were going to say it was the first game to make you cry. No.
I
was going to call you out on that.
It was the first game to make me cry.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're crying at every game now.
No, like I legitimately like you're walking around and you're like, oh my god, like and they have different modes to play it in. You can play it in like normal, English. I don't recommend that. No disrespect to the English voice actors.
Oh, I thought you meant normal and English were like two separate options. I was like, wait, what's normal?
Like regular like English, whatever, Then you can play it in like regular color but in Japanese, which I recommend because it's just the voice acting is, in my opinion, better.
Yeah.
I think I started with Japanese and then I was like, let me do English because I found myself reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do not like the sound.
Let's go this way, Suhail.
I was like, no, back to Japanese. I'll just read. And then they have a samurai cinematic mode, which is like black and white, and it's supposed to make it seem like one of those like old-timey samurai Japanese movies, which is so cool. But the only reason why I haven't done that yet, just because the world is so beautiful and full of color, and I'm like, to put it in black and white for me, it just seems like somewhat of a shame.
It does.
But I do feel like I want to do a playthrough where I do the black and white. Because I think it would also just look beautiful in its own way.
I just hope they bring back the multiplayer for it, because it's really fun, but it's so dead on the console. Like you can't really load into a game, and if you do, you only find one other person, and it takes like 30-45 minutes to.
I'm curious. Do you think they'll have like a crossplay thing now?
I hope so.
I imagine if it ports over to PC, it might revive that multiplayer.
I would love that. It's just
I would play the fuck out of that multiplayer, dude.
It's so fun. Like it reminded me of Tenchu Z a lot.
What is that?
The 360 era. It's like this old ninja game series, but you in that game, like you're the apprentice of one of the guys that was the main character in like the original Tenchu games. And you're basically going around. I think it takes place in like the Edo period. I could be wrong though, but you're basically going around all Japan, just being a ninja, like assassinating certain people and stuff like that. It played a lot like Sekiro. Like
okay. Shit.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I'm such a fanboy of the Tenchi series, but I just have a feeling they're never gonna bring it back.
I played one of them on PlayStation. And with you say it being like Sekiro, that's like a big upgrade.
Mm-hmm. It's like the movement is very similar in Z, not in 1 and 2 because they were more like slow pace. I would say like Tenchi 1 and 2 is more akin to like the earlier Splinter Cell games.
Yeah, it was more like item based. Like you
Yes.
couldn't really do much, but you could like drop stuff and
Yeah.
kill people. Yeah.
100%.
This sounds sick, dude. I never heard of this.
Yeah, man.
We got a Nintendo Direct that actually happened. Actually, we got 2 Nintendo Directs. It's the Pokemon one, which I didn't pay attention to because I'm not too big of a Pokemon person anymore. But Suhail, you have something on that?
Yeah, so the big takeaway from the Pokemon Presents was the surprise announcement that I don't think anybody could have predicted in like a lifetime was the announcement of Pokemon Legends Z to A, or as Brandon likes to call it, Pokemon Legends Za. Brandon is
He's munching right now.
yeah, sorry, poor timing on my part. Yeah, no, which I
The
think
title of Brandon is munching.
Pokemon Legends, Brandon's munching.
yeah, which some I think everybody's just hyped in general just for a new Pokemon game.
Yeah.
But some people are a little reserved in the regards that it's a Legends game.
Yeah, didn't is it Arceus or
Arceus. Honestly, I liked it.
Yo,
I think I was one of
fucking
the
love
few-
Arceus.
I was one of the. I think I was in the minority of that. I think a lot of people weren't too crazy about it. I liked it personally because it was just new to me. It was just a new concept for a Pokemon game, and it was just like this open world. I loved the ability to ride the Pokemon and things of that nature, the alphas and everything. It did get incredibly grindy, and then that's what kind of turned me off to it. But no, I'm excited for it personally.
I want nothing more than for Nintendo to just give it to another company. Like, I am
Dude, just give
hand
Game
it
Freak
over to
fucking
Pocket Pair.
resources.
so like done with Game Freak. Like,
Dude, oh man, I'm gonna fight you on this.
I love Game Freak. You know this. I'm a Pokemon man. I stand it. I love it. But they're not. I don't want to say washed up, but it's getting to that point where it's just like that's all they do, and it's showing just like how disenfranchised they are with that IP just in general, because they just do the same thing every year with a different thing, whether it be like the Gigantamax or you know, even this new one, Scarlet and Violet. I just hated it. I like the whole terrestrializing system was awful.
that was just really bad.
Yeah,
I actually haven't seen that. What is it? Just another get bigger and fucking do
it
shit?
changes the type of the Pokemon.
Oh.
And they look
Okay.
stupid too. They get this like stupid rock crown thing. It's just dumb.
It just like we've seen it. Like look at God of War, right? Like it's a completely new company making their games now, right? And like people love the new God of Wars. Just imagine what another company could do with Pokemon. Like, I'm in it more for the like refreshness of it, you know, because I really want another one of those Pokemon Coliseum games or like something along those veins where, you know, you're not a teenager, like how you were in like Coliseum, like you were this ex-Team Rocket member or like whatever it was called, and like you're having to get all these shadow Pokemon, and like it's just
Pokemon Coliseum.
Yeah, it's like it was so good. Like there's no innovation like that anymore, and like we kind of see like glimpses and peaks of it with Legends, but it's just like,
What if they gave it to Epic Games and it became
What if they invested $1.5 billion?
well, you could go to Disneyland and get a Chug Jug, and then go to Pokemon World and Gritty with Pikachu.
And then spend V-Bucks for a Pokeball and
Yep.
throw it out. And you got a
Absolutely.
virtual Pokemon now. But I want to believe that Game Freak still has it in them. They're just like severely underfunded, and like they're basically like in a chokehold saying you're not allowed to fucking produce anything better than. I don't know. It's something weird's going on.
Do you think Nintendo's really hard on them?
I don't know if it's like Nintendo or the Pokemon Company or Game Freak themselves executives, but like somebody's got to be holding it to them, saying you can't do better.
No
than this.
Innovation. It needs to be like you got to stick to the script.
Yeah, something about.
I could see that.
I feel like the sales are so good each and every time that they're like, hold on, like don't do anything innovative. We're still like milking this.
We haven't entirely fucked up yet.
Yeah, when these sales like get lower than this number, then we're gonna go hard. Like it's something weird like that is definitely happening.
Maybe I don't know. It's very heartbreaking to see. I don't know if this new game's good, then I'll come back on and apologize, but I'm just so disheartened by the current state of Pokemon, and it's just sad to see.
Can we talk about fucking Legends Arceus more though? Like, I love that game. Dude.
I would love to hear about it because I saw nothing.
It was really, for me, I liked it because it was just an open world. Like, it truly felt like an open world. Like, you're running around and you're like, oh crap, like there's a Pokemon and they could attack you as the trainer and you could die. Well, not really die, but you could get injured and like fall out.
Could you make guns eventually?
You could
throw rocks at them.
You could throw rocks at them.
Power World didn't let you throw rocks. Okay, this is an original idea.
You could throw rocks at them, and then there was a Pokeball that was like a heavy ball. Which is basically like and then there's the jet ball, which you just like, which that apparently became like the move is use the jet ball, just dart it.
It gave wild Pokemon like personality in a weird way, like
some would be aggressive, some were more timid or something.
Yeah, they would definitely like run away from you, like certain ones. Like
it was like alphas too that were just like giant ones, which I loved. It was hilarious. You'd be like, here's all these normal sized.
Cute little Pokemon
like Eevees, and then there's just one giant one, and they're just like, okay.
The Pell World did that.
Yeah, it was really fun. They probably got that from Legends.
Probably.
But it was always funny to like, there were so many clips of fucking Legends Arceus, especially in highlight reel, that like, you send out a Pokemon to fight the alpha, the big motherfucker, and he would just like one hit your Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And then with his red eyes, after he killed your Pokemon, he would just stare at you. And it was just like it would make for some really funny clips.
Nice. The one criticism that I saw was that the landscape was very bland.
Yeah. Dude, that gets to the point of what I'm trying to express is like, I don't feel like Game Freak has resources. Mm-hmm. Because like, dude, you would look in the sky and see a bird Pokemon that wasn't too far away. At least not as... It's not like a bird Pokemon that was like a fucking mile out. Mm-hmm. It was a bird Pokemon that was like 50 feet away. And it would have two frames. Wings up, wings down. And that was it. It would just go back and forth between those two. And it looked so fucking ugly, dude.
That's rough. That sounds like a tech limitation, though.
It could be, because it was... And to be fair, the Pokemon... games aren't typically the most graphically intensive games, but it's still like, come on, like it definitely. If
you're going open world, though, I feel like you need to
that. Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. Like, and even with Pokemon Sword and Shield, that was pretty open world too, where not quite exactly like Legends Arceus, but it was very much open world. And I felt was graphically just more finished and polished than Legends was.
I just feel like you go and look at, dude, Breath of the Wild, which was a launch title for the Switch, which came out on the Wii U.
And it looks pretty good.
It looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you might have something there. Yeah.
Want to hit on this other Nintendo Direct, which was actually a Partners Direct. My expectations for a Nintendo Partner Direct are actually really low. I just expect a lot of like anime games and like fucking, like dating games. But dude, this thing was fucking jam-packed, man. We got another Monkey Ball game coming out. We got another Crab's Treasure, which is like a Dark Souls game, but you play as a crab that's equipping... it's a crab in a Dark Souls game that's equipping themselves with like trash. So you get like a fucking fucked up a soda can as like your shield. Cool shit like that. It looks.
This is only on Switch?
I don't think so. I think it's coming out for a lot of other stuff, but it looks sick.
I like that one.
How does this compare to Crab
Champions?
What is Crab Champions?
It's on the Steam. It's been on my Steam wish list. I've been wanting to get it for forever. It's like a third person shooter, like
Oh, I think I've seen it. It's a bullet hell.
Game. Yeah,
yeah.
bullet hell type thing.
But yeah, those are the two to look out for. There was also a multiplayer Endless Ocean game that's in development. That looks out. Do y'all know what Endless Ocean is? It's fucking get high and go scuba diving, the video game.
Oh.
And now it's multiplayer. Dude, they showed like 8 scuba divers all together fucking exploring the ocean together.
Were they all high?
No.
Was there a trip
that was some editorialism on my
You
part.
gotta get scuba that game.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. I have
Because he's a
such
scuba
use for
diver,
the
or-
ocean.
Dude, in
Sinking.
Endless Ocean 2, there's actually a part where like you have to go down into like they call it blue hole.
Yeah.
It's literally just a hole straight into like everything else is normal. Like it's fucking, you can see the floor and you can see the top of the water. You get to blue hole, it's a fucking hole in the earth.
Absolutely not.
And there's sharks circling the hole.
Nope.
And you're like, you gotta go down there and get something. Like, oh shit.
No, I'm good. Do I really have to? Though?
I'm not playing that game ever again. No, if that happens.
Let me get ready.
You know what would make this scary, like 6-mile hole surrounded by sharks even scarier or better? Let me just take this fucking bong rip real quick.
A couple of other hits from that Nintendo Direct is they also shadow drop like 5 games, dude. Penny's Big Breakaway, which is a platforming game in the style of like I want to say isometric, but that's not true. It's the way like Kirby games look. It's kind of a pulled back camera and you do some platforming.
Okay.
It seems pretty sick. There's a Suika game, which is like money puzzle exchanger. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's like I want to say it's like a Tetris, but that's not true. It's just a Tetris like style of puzzle game where you just have to react to whatever you got. Pepper Grinder, Pentiment, which is one of those Xbox games that came to everything, and Pocket Jockey, which is a horse racing solitaire game. That one looks sick. They announced a couple of Nintendo Switch Online games, which is Snake Rattle and Roll, Killer Instinct, Battletoads, and RC Pro-Am for the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Battletoads?
Yes, the Battletoads is coming up.
Yeah.
Also, for the N64 is Blast Corps. And I remember seeing this game at Hollywood Videos and Blockbusters all the time and be like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but it looks cool as shit. I just never rented it. But now I get to play it for not free, but I have the subscription, so it is kind of free to me.
Okay.
Finally get to check it out after fucking decades
There
of
we
staring at the box. And this last piece, which actually wasn't in our Nintendo Direct, it was in Japan's, but they're getting Mother 3. Which, if y'all don't know, Mother 3 is like the one that Nintendo kind of shies away from
Because of how dark it is.
yeah, but Japan's getting it, so hopefully an American translation comes to us later. Doubt it, but you never know.
They're like, hey, Japan has the highest suicide rate. I mean, they can handle this dark shit.
Is 3 a continuation, or is that a remake or a remaster?
What do you mean? Like, are you asking?
Like, is that new, or is that being a remaster?
I think it's coming for the emulator
Okay.
that they sell, but
Okay.
I'm not 100%.
2006, yeah, so it's a
wow.
remaster. They're bringing it back up.
Damn. Honestly, not too surprised though. I feel like their store is kind of getting a lot more adult-centric games, at least from what they're porting.
Yeah, have you seen all the hentai games? They
they
got it going on over there.
Oh
On
man,
It's there. They don't ever show anything, but yes, there is a lot of them.
get freaky on the
Interesting.
Switch, man.
They learned something from Steam.
Yeah, they finally figured it out. You know, get with the times. But yeah, man. Off topic. Well, kind of on topic. It has to do with the Nintendo, but like, I really hate the way that they. I love Advance Wars, but they did not put Advance Wars on their emulator. They instead remade the game and remade the game and is not putting it out.
Mm.
And I bought it because I'm a fucking sucker. But like playing through it, I'm like halfway through the first game, and staring at the art style, I'm like, dude, like it's the same art style technically, but the fact that it's not pixel art, it just
didn't translate well.
It takes it away in a weird way. Like you look at the GBA graphics, and you're just like, dude, these are cute little army dudes that are done in 16-bit, and everything's fucking fantastic. And then you look at it in 3D graphics, technically kind of the same thing. It doesn't have any soul, kind of. Like it's something weird where like the 16-bit graphics gives it such a personality that translating it to 3D just like takes it all away.
Oh no, I'm 100% with you. I feel the same way about Pokemon. It's like if you ask me right now if I would take the sprites over the 3D models, I would say the sprites all day. It's just because they're just so much better detailed and like more fun to look at than just a 3D model that's just like doing the idle stance MP4 or whatever animation back and forth all day. Just it's not appealing as much as the pixel graphics are.
Let me pitch you something though.
Okay.
Pokemon, hyper realistic.
Have you seen Detective Pikachu the movie? I fucking love that shit. It looks real good.
If the animations are good, I think honestly the animations make or break a lot of that because
I don't think the Switch could play it.
Yeah, absolutely not. The way they are right now.
Yeah, Nintendo might need a new console.
Absolutely.
Just revisit that one.
I didn't write it here, but
play
new console.
Charizard, who's in debt to the mob of Blastoises.
He's got a meth addiction.
The Meowth gang.
Blastoise snorting coke out of his cannon.
He's got to pay child support.
I love it. See, that's the kind of innovation I need. I want a noir Pokemon story that's super dark.
I would argue that like at least Pokemon are cute little dudes. Once you take Advance Wars and turn it 3D, it's just like these are just tanks. These are just dudes.
Yeah.
Like it's
especially
weird.
like humanoid Pokemon like Machop stuff like that. Like
Mr. Mime.
Machop, yeah.
Mr. Mime just gets weird though.
Yeah.
Starts hitting on Ash's mom.
Yeah.
We are gonna take our second break. Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Games and Stuff and Things. You've made it to the last third of the podcast. And we're just going to hang out and talk some, man. Just whatever we feel. We got no questions. We got no structure to this part. Let's just fucking chill. Yo, tell me about, I've asked them and everybody else about like their upbringing in games. Dylan, what's your, like, how did you get into video games?
Never really got into video games, honestly.
You have an N64 at your house right now.
Yeah, I share it with my 3 siblings, so didn't really get to play that much, honestly. So.
What did you play?
Yeah,
what did you... Can you remember that far back?
I mean, I would play that. I would play, like, Pokemon Stadium, Zelda, but that's about it. Like, most of my childhood, I didn't play games, really, until, like, I got maybe high school.
Did you want to play more, or was there just, like, not enough resource for you to play like everyone else was playing?
Yeah, there wasn't enough resource, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you wanted to.
I guess. I mean, there's some games, but I'm trying to think if there's any games I really wanted to play. Not really, just mostly like multiplayer games with like my friends and stuff. But
like what? Like online or like couch co-op? What are you feeling?
GTA and stuff. Take turns, play something, kills people, die.
Fight the cops as long as you can, and then pass the controller.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
How it was.
A-cab.
Yeah, or just play like. I think like in like maybe junior, senior year, I played Call of Duty a lot, but.
Cool. Which one? Do you remember?
Black Ops.
Hell yeah, man.
First Black Ops, yeah, the best one. Yeah, I mean, that was a game I really got into. If I would say I'd play games, it was that one. Spent like a lot of hours on there. Probably had like
you ever
30
Prestige?
days. I was 30 max everything. I had like 30 days before the next one came out or something like that, which isn't that much, but it was a lot for me.
I think my brother, in one point in time, was like number 13 in the world on Black Ops.
Brandon?
Wow. Yeah, Brandon.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. What a nerd.
Yeah.
Where's he at now?
He's 3 kids deep, but he's no, yeah. I remember him talking to me about that. We were just in school. It just blew my mind, because he was doing like the football shit on top of that. And I was like, how do you have time to do that and like come home and then be in like the top 25?
Well, I don't think he did anything else. I don't think he left the house if he wasn't
yeah.
doing school stuff.
I just like it just blew my mind.
I never saw that guy outside of school.
But yeah, we definitely kept to ourselves when it was like summer. That's all we would do is just play like Call of Duty or whatever. But I don't know, it just blew my mind because I was like, how are you this like up there in the rankings? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was just like, I remember because we used to play it, like I would play it as much as him, but like it just, I don't know how he did it, but he's just like, yeah, come check it out. And he would show me. He was like, right there, boom, number 13 on the world leaderboard. I'm like,
I wonder if he shared his account. Because I know him and Gabriel played a lot.
Yeah, maybe. This is a possibility. But yeah, no, I was just like also taken aback by it. I was like, what the fuck, dude? That's insane.
Do you remember when your brother challenged Dylan Harris to play football? How did that go again?
Dylan won. It was pretty close, if I remember correctly. But I was also hyped about it because I was like, oh yeah, Dylan loves these games. Like, y'all would absolutely love to play. And just watching them go back and forth, it was a fun time. Like they were both just pulling out all these stops, and like I didn't really know shit about like football back then. I still barely do, but it was fun to watch them play. They like had a really close game.
That's cool, man. Coincidentally, 4 of us here, sorry Brandon, you're gonna be left out for this one. We're all kind of into Magic the Gathering. So y'all want to talk about that for a little?
Oh yeah, you said you pre-ordered the new stuff.
Yeah, so that's part of the continued Universes Beyond thing. The newest IP that Magic the Gathering is breaking into is the Fallout video game series.
Yes.
And I pre-ordered a couple of their Commander Precon decks, which I'm excited for, mainly because of the introduction of the RAD function. And then
how does that work, real quick?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I think it functions something similar to Poison. I'm just excited for a new dynamic for Magic. That, and I'm a fan of the Fallout series. I did discover that I might be a fake fan today. I was talking with a coworker, and I never played the original like Fallout 1, Fallout 2. And according to him, Fallout 2 is the best Fallout game. And then here's the other one, which I think might be unforgivable and might get some gasps. Despite having played and beaten Fallout New Vegas, I've never played really any of the DLCs for Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And in his opinion, Fallout New Vegas has the best DLCs for the Fallout series.
Well, Fallout DLCs are kind of garbage anyway, so yeah, New Vegas does have the best.
Yeah, so I did love in Fallout 3 the Mothership Zeta, and I loved how in the Commander Precon for the Science Precon deck, which is kind of like Brotherhood of Steel and like stuff like that. I think there's some Inquisition from what is it? Or maybe not the Inquisition,
That's Dragon Age.
Yeah, sorry.
The Institute.
The Institute. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, the Institute. There's some functions in there, and I think there's a couple cards in the deck. It's like Alien Blaster or something like that. So that's kind of, I was like, oh, that's cool. The other deck, the Mutant Menace, I just wanted it simply because I thought it'd be cool to be like, I cast an Alpha Deathclaw. You know, like
That's the Mothman one.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Mothman
So that's
one.
the 76 deck.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be fun. I think there's like feral ghouls. There's also other like radiated creatures in it. And yeah, so I'm definitely excited for that. Speaking of Magic the Gathering, though, and while I do understand that Commander is arguably the most popular format currently in Magic the Gathering, Modern Horizons 3 was like kind of like teased in like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Commander precons for Modern Horizons 3. And Modern is its own format. So it's like, man, if you're really trying to get people to get into Modern,
Mm-hmm.
why not have Modern precons as a thought? Maybe save the Commander precons for other sets. But yeah, that was definitely something that I'm not too pleased with Wizards of the Coast. I get it though, but
Yeah, it's definitely a weird like take on it. I've been hearing a lot about it too. It's just, it's supposed to be for the Modern, so why are they doing the Commander precons? But I don't know. I feel like they're gonna start to switch towards Commander for a lot of those, especially since it's their like most profitable like game type. So I can completely understand, especially like I'm assuming like all the reprints and stuff or like the new cards coming in Modern Horizons 3 are gonna be pretty good. Even in Modern Horizons 2, they had like a bunch of cards that are just, even nowadays, they still cost so much. Oh god, what am I thinking of? There's like one card in specific, but he's like a human soldier, and like every time an opponent casts like a card, like a second spell that turn, you get to draw a card.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like there's stuff like that in Modern Horizons where it's just like the reprint value for it and like just the value you get from a singular card is just.
I really hope that it is the case, especially seeing as how the pre-order price for a draft booster box, get this, is the cheapest I'm seeing is $300.
What the fuck?
$300 for a draft booster box.
Whoa.
So the value better be there, and even then, even if the value's there, that just seems so unattainable.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about gambling addiction earlier in this, and if you need help, there are resources out there. I just want to put this out.
Cardboard crack.
You guys carry on.
I think I might need that. The last time I
Magic
did it,
Rehab.
Yeah, the last time I did it was with one of those Lord of the Rings boxes.
Yeah, man.
I definitely did not get my money back with that. I got the One Ring, and I got Orcish Bowmasters, and that together is like what, maybe $130, but the box costs
not anymore.
$300.
Those prices sank.
Yeah,
They also put out another reprint of all of those, right? With like special scrolls on the fucking thing, so that shot the prices down even more. Yeah.
yikes!
Did you have a good time though?
I did have a good time.
I still
those
fucking
packs.
love those cards though.
I
Fuck
love
the
that.
value. I love those cards.
Yeah, I definitely think if you're going into any sort of trading card game, typically what ends up happening is prices are high. Give it a few months, they'll drop.
Yeah.
And then they maybe come back up a little bit depending on the value and the meta and things of that nature. So I would like to refer people to the professor's advice. If you're buying packs to open hoping that you get the really super valuable card, just buy the single. You'll save more money. And if you do happen to just buy one pack and get the card you need, you're incredibly lucky. That rarely ever happens. It's just more cost effective to buy whatever cards you need. Buy singles, not packs.
100%. Yeah, if you really like the gambling aspect of it, go for it. But oh man,
I'm guilty of it.
oof, it'll drain a paycheck. So
Yeah.
think the best way to make money from card games is just like reselling like packs or cases and stuff like that. It's like more consistent than like gambling on buying like a really hype card
Like
and going
unopened?
down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like
I
whatnot,
know.
so that people like auction off like packs for like
Yeah.
however much people sell for, and they just like crack them open.
I know a lot of people. What they'll do is they'll buy multiple boxes. So they'll have like one to crack, one to keep sealed, and then one to keep sealed, but with the intent to crack at a later date.
Yeah.
So if you can afford that,
Yeah.
cool.
I'd definitely do it. Like, if I found a 2004 like Champions of Kamigawa booster,
Oh, man.
I would definitely do it. I want an OG Marronar so bad. And, like, I'm willing to drop all that money on those fucking.
What does that
old
card do?
packs. It's like it's a rat tribal. You tap it and you sacrifice a rat, and then depending on how many rats you have, you make that many 1/1 rat tokens.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it spirals downhill so fast, because then on your next turn you can just sacrifice one of those rats you got, and then you're basically just doubling your rats every turn. It's so awesome.
I still think it's so funny that this guy knew nothing about Magic like less than a year ago.
You know what's also funny is I played with Benny and his coworkers last week actually, and I remember when we first played, they were kind of new, and to be fair, they still ask rules, and there's a lot of rules to Magic the Gathering. I who have been playing for like well over a decade will come across certain unique situations where I'm like, let me look up the rules on this situation. But it was crazy because these guys were like new. They just had like pre-con commander decks. Yeah. And then I was playing against this guy, and I was playing my Animar Soul of Elements deck, the deck that has like infinite combos, easily probably like a couple grand put into that deck. And one of the guys like was competitive against it. Yeah. And he had like the super expensive cards that I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Like, I've created a it's an addicting game. It's literally, it's addicting. You will spend a lot of money. It's definitely pay to win. There's no denying that. So
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy to see just like that growth. Like, 6 months ago, this is what they were playing, and now I'm like, where did you learn this? Like, how did you know to use this card?
Where did you learn that spell? That book was forbidden.
They got their
What
own,
are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
they got their own infinites and stuff like that.
Dude, I just love fucking playing as the armies of Mordor and trying to fucking make an army of Mordor. I never got into fucking chasing infinite combos. I just want to fill the board up and wipe everybody. Like, I just want my board to be fucking stupid. That's literally it.
100%.
I want 9 Nazgul, all 9 9s, and their fucking pluses after that.
And board wipe.
Yeah. That's why I'll never play my Angel deck, because I made that deck out of spite. It's just all board wipes, like almost all life gain. It's just like meant to be like, I'm gonna get as much health as I can, and I'm gonna make sure you just have a bad time playing. Your board state's gonna be 0 the entire time. Damnation, apocalypse, just all that bullshit. It's fucking insane.
I almost I was thinking about it earlier today, and I don't want to keep too much on Magic the Gathering, but are you guys familiar with cubes, like a cube draft? So essentially, buying booster boxes and then drafting them is expensive. So what a lot of people will do is once they crack a booster box or things or they'll make a custom cube or things of that nature, they'll keep the packs and they'll redraft them. They'll like keep them separate and everything like that. I have what's called a Cube-a-majig. It was like something that was off of a Kickstarter. Yeah. So essentially, you can, in theory, draft the same booster box multiple times with different combinations and things of that nature. It's just a cost-effective way to play. And one concept I was thinking is like, there's such thing as called chaos cubes, where it's like draft packs from multiple different sets that have nothing to do with each other. And I was like, what if you did that, but Universes Beyond? So you have like a Lord of the Rings with like the Doctor Who set, and then Fallout, and like just all this, like these different IPs, just like a Universes Beyond Chaos Cube draft.
It's like
like
Fortnite, but it's
Yeah.
Oh god, take it all back.
Never mind.
Don't they have Fortnite cards?
They did.
Do they?
What?
No.
It was a secret layer drop, I think.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Chug Jug? Artifact?
Battle Bus.
Yeah.
Artifact vehicle?
Yeah, they've already infiltrated
Oh no.
capitalism.
Tap to thank the driver.
Thank you, bus driver. Here's 2 extra mana to spend on whatever you want. Oh my god.
Fortnite's in everything, and everything's in Fortnite.
But I wanted to get you a fucking the Fallout pre-con so bad, but this job pays like shit, dude. I can't fucking afford anything for myself, let alone anybody else. Just to get you something to like be able to come into a game and fucking
Dip your
throw
toe in
down.
the water.
Yeah.
It's fun to do, especially when we played the first time. Like, I just had a normal pre-con. I wasn't upgrading my shit at all at that time, and like it's still somewhat competitive because they have like the reprints of cards in there that
There's some good shit in there,
Yeah.
man. I love the Mordor deck because it's filled with a bunch of fucking artifacts that just give you mana. Like by turn like 7, you could have like 11 mana ready to go.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
I bought my buddy it was the Commander's Legends one, the Onyxia. She's like that. She's like a black demi-god, but she basically like turns enchantments into creatures, and it's like just this whole thing. Like that deck goes off. It's insane. You're bringing back copies of like all these enchantments and stuff like that, and then like by turn 5, your board state is just out of control, and like you're literally struggling at this point. You're like to figure out what's going on. You're like, okay, I need to figure out how much mana I have, and like what I have are creatures and this, that, and the third, and it just goes off. I'm just like, it's cool to see that pre-con decks like that can hold.
They can
their
actually
own.
perform.
It's what may be shocking to you is that newer Commander precons are actually weaker than what they were in the past. Prime example, case in point, is Commander 2017. It used to be every year there would be just like a Commander thing, but then Commander got popular due to various reasons, right? So for Commander 2017, probably the most sought after deck from that was Edgar Markov.
Yes, yeah.
The Edgar Markov precon, which Edgar Markov himself, which was printed just for that precon, goes for $93.95, and that's at moderately played. So something that has been used and
slapped down and fucking
it's got some
beer on.
scratches, it's got some stuff. $100 basically. But it's crazy because what it does, and just to give you an example of like how wild it was and why it was so, it has the value that it commands, is it's a 4/4 for 6 mana. It has the ability called Eminence. Whenever you cast another vampire spell, if Edgar Markov is in the command zone or on the battlefield, create a 1/1 black vampire creature token.
So good.
He doesn't even need to be in play, and he's affecting the battlefield.
Yeah.
He has first strike, he has haste, and whenever he attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
This is the quintessential like vampire tribal commander that you want to have, and it's just so busted.
Yeah.
It's so busted. So like, don't get me wrong, I think the commander decks that are coming out now are good. They are nerfed compared. Like, can you imagine like if something like that equivalent came out nowadays? You'd be like, this is broken.
Yeah.
But back in 2017, Commander wasn't as popular. Standard was still a format that was in the Pro Tour and things like that. Back when it was called the Pro Tour, and you know, it was just a different time back then. And then COVID happened. Yeah.
we still have some stuff that are coming out that are still kind of broken like that. I think one of the newer ones in this new set, the Murder Karlov, Voja, the wolf. I forgot what his full name is, but he's got a whole bunch of shit on him too. Like he has Ward 3 as a commander, which is crazy just in general. And
Ward, in case you don't know, if you want to target him with a spell, you have to pay an extra 3 mana on top of whatever you're paying.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
so it's insane. And like then on top of that, he gets 1/1 counters for like every elf you have. So if you're like mix it in with elves and stuff like that, then he can get out of hand like super quick. And it's just one of those decks that really loves like 1/1 counters and stuff like that. So it's just insane to see that. Like, yeah, it's getting like fewer and fewer every year, but there's always that one that people are just like, yeah, this is gonna be the card for this set, and it's like super fucking broken.
I love the off the wall precons. Like there's the Elves of Rivendell precon for the Lord of the Rings stuff, and it's like it's basically a deck that's centralized around playing passively. Like there's buffs for your opponents to fight each other, and if they fight you, they get a debuff. So you're like you're kind of encouraging everybody to brawl it out until it's just a 1v1.
I feel like Switzerland.
And then you shit on and then you shit on them after that. There's some cool stuff. They do some cool stuff. I fucking...
Is Commander supposed to be like 2v2 or something?
It's a minimum of 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All against each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
There can be a one-on-one commander format.
It doesn't work.
It's not that great. And then you can do a thing called Two-Headed Giant, or it's like a 2v2. So, but the most common way it's played is
Free-for-all.
Free-for-all, 4 players.
Okay.
It can go up to what, like 6, right? That's good.
Jesus, the turn, it already takes forever to get to your turn with 4. You're like,
crazy.
oh my god.
The worst part is when everybody's still like learning their shit.
Yeah.
So like everybody's turn takes like 4
It's
minutes.
like 20 minutes of reading.
Yeah.
God, it's like the one part about that game I hate, especially it was just like if you know your deck, there's like zero reason why it should take forever. Because like I get like you're in your head and you're thinking like what's the best thing to do, but I just find it so ridiculous that we can be like on turn 5 and then like you're taking 15-20 minute turns. I'm just like, please do something or I'm going to shoot myself in front of everybody right now.
That's it. Yeah. I've had it.
Fun game though.
I love when dumb shit happens.
Yeah,
I love fucking when the armies of Mordor get to a point where they can attack twice in one turn and you just fucking, you're dead, you have one turn to fucking kill me or you're dead.
It's definitely fun to see all the techs that game can let you get away with and win. I think that's one of the like major selling points of it. It's just, and it does it so well,
It's very diverse. There's just so many different ways you could win.
It's just it is a really good game. It promotes like different play styles, and I think that's one of the better card games to do so.
It's the OG trading card game.
Yeah,
Just sounds so intimidating to get into.
It is. Don't get me wrong. It definitely is, especially because there's so many rules and there's so many like the best way I could describe it is only get into Magic the Gathering if you're you need to just have so much patience and make sure that the people you're playing with have the same amount of patience.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a new driver, it's like you wear those like, hey, please be patient, new student driver or something like that.
I never got that.
It's literally like how that can be.
Yeah.
I will say that it's probably best to play with people who just genuinely don't really care to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's probably people like Suhail that are like really.
Suhail ruins games, dude.
Super sweaty.
Yeah.
We have the gang up on him every time he plays because his decks are actually constructed and we're just fucking running with what we got.
Just seeing what they're doing, you're just
Does it make you feel like a big man?
Which is why I got the Fallout precons, because I was like, I'm not going to upgrade these at all.
I need to nerf myself.
I need to nerf myself. I need to have some decks I can play that are just not at the competitive level.
I will say in those pre-cons, there's like a couple of like you'll probably want to take out 5 of those cards just because they don't make sense.
Yeah,
I had to do that with the one I played against y'all last time, the March of the Machines, the Bright Palm one.
yeah.
Because it has cards that are like specifically for Plane Chase in the deck list. I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking play Planes Chase.
I guess they're trying to make it where you can put it in other decks and it makes sense.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It
It's
didn't
like throw you a bone.
Yeah, it didn't fit. And now that deck, I've just upgraded it to like hell and back, and now it's a fun 1/1 counter deck, and I don't have to worry about all the Planes Chase crap in it.
Anybody got anything else? Nada?
I don't think so, man.
It's pretty fucking late, so I guess that's it for us. You can catch us on the Twitch, the YouTube, the Discord, the whatever the fuck you can find us on.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, we got a...
We'll be starting that up soon.
Yeah, we're starting a video podcast version where if you pay a premium, you can see our feet while we talk. That's in the works. Look forward to that.
There may be a lotto system.
I need to get that in my contract. I didn't sign up for this.
But think of the clicks, dude. Think of the clicks.
I want to see these 30-year-olds' feet. I don't know, bro.
I feel like they're all relatively clean.
I just got a pedicure, bro.
Oh, okay.
Man gets pedicures.
Okay.
Pay enough in bits, we'll put on a toe ring and paint our toes. We'll paint our toes on stream. Fuck it. But yeah, that's it for us. Find us wherever you can see us. Thanks for listening. Later.